After a fatal clash with a truck, Kothon awakens in a world of dark, supernatural horrors. Terror strikes as he finds a demonic imp gnawing his flesh. Despite his struggle, the beast holds on. It latches onto him with savage hunger. Enraged, Kothon bites back prey, becoming the predator. Demon blood stains his ancient jade, which devours the beast instantly. His family rushes in. Reborn as a noble's son, Kothon watches as imperial officials arrive to investigate the dark anomaly. Evil thrives where light should dwell. This was no accident. Someone targeted him with pure malice. To survive, he must cultivate. The Tinda Bureau is his only path to true power. Alone, he examines the Tongyo Jade. This market find was the key to his miraculous rebirth. The demon vanished inside it. Suddenly, the jade pulses with light, dragging his soul within. Inside the void, the beast awaits. But its malice is gone, replaced by absolute submission. The demon chirps, recognizing its new master. Kothon realizes the creature longs for the world outside. With a mere thought, the veil thins. Instantly, they both manifest back in the physical realm. He eyes the crouching demon, wondering if it holds secrets beyond its mindless hunger for flesh. The beast exhales a thick, abyssal mist. Within the smoke, spectral images of the past form. It reveals his aunt and a mysterious man. The truth is clear. They are the traitors. Weakness is a death sentence. To hunt his enemies, Kothon joins the elite Tinda Bureau. At the Marquis' training grounds, he meets Lord T, a titan of overwhelming martial prowess. A test of strength. Kothon unleashes a devastating blow against a massive stone pillar. Cracks spiderweb across the stone. He has officially stepped onto the path of true cultivation. Impressed, Lord Tai imparts 2 secret techniques, the foundations of the ancient mystic arts. These are just the beginning. He must choose, the path of Qi or the way of the warrior. Can't I master both? He asks. Lord Tai's expression turns grim at the boy's impossible ambition. 9 realms of Qi, 9 ranks of martial arts. Both paths are treacherous and demanding. Warriors rule the early ranks, but Qi refiners become gods of chaos in the later stages. Master the blade first, Tai advises. Let the Qi be the wind beneath your wings. Lord Tai reveals his own power. A rank 10 bone breaker. A true master of the martial path. With a casual strike, he shatters the stone pillar into dust. The power gap is staggering. The carriage is ready. Kothon must depart for the East District to begin his training. He bids a cold farewell to his grandmother and his treacherous aunt, hiding his burning resolve. That woman would kill for a title. She wants him dead to secure her own son's future. As the capital fades, he makes a silent vow. He will return to dominate this land. In the shadows of the forest, the carriage jolts to a halt. The driver has sold his soul. Assassins emerge. Instead of payment, the traitorous driver receives a blade through his neck. They see Kothon as easy prey. One killer lunges forward, confident in an easy slaughter. He rips open the curtain, expecting a coward. Instead, a cold blade greets his throat. Steel bites deep. Before he can scream, his lifeblood spills onto the forest floor. The Jade's hidden armory saved him. The second assassin stands frozen, eyes wide with shock. Rage replaces fear. The killer roars, launching a thunderous punch aimed directly at Kothon's skull. Kothon blurs, dodging the blow and slashing back. But his sword bounces off the killer's skin. A counterblow strikes his chest. Kothon is sent flying, coughing up a spray of crimson. The assassin laughs, his face twisted in mockery. Blade against black steel? You're a fool! Kothon's eyes narrow as he stares at the killer's grotesque, darkened arm. This is demonic. It's the forbidden ghost refining method, using human blood to nourish a demonic limb. A cold smirk plays on Kothon's lips. Underestimating me was your final mistake. Prepare to die. The assassin bellows in fury, his heavy footsteps shaking the earth as he charges for the kill. Kothon leveled his blade, but the assassin's strike shattered it into fragments. Steel splintered as a heavy blow hit Kothon's chest. Heart demon, awaken! A monstrous entity lunged from his jade, mauling the assassin. The Taoist's demon? How do you control it? He gasped. Kothon sneered. Dead men ask nothing. Using his mystic jade, Kothon devoured the assassin's black steel arm, claiming it. The killer shrieked in agony. Kothon, the generous hero, had a final gift. A blade pierced the killer's heart. Dead. Kothon looted a secret manual. Claiming the sword-breaking technique, Our protagonist ventured deep into the dark woods. Avoiding the main road, he mastered the stolen scrolls under the cold moonlight. As darkness deepened, Kothan sought refuge in a crumbling, ancient forest temple. Inside, 3 travelers sat by a fire. Soon, 3 more strangers rushed in. Rain and shadow followed them. Among them was a scholar and 2 swordsmen. "I am Janghan Lam of the prestigious Than Vien sword sect," one boasted. Beside him was Han Tin Tin, a spirited disciple eager to prove her worth. With them was Trio Hung Hoa, a humble scholar traveling to the imperial capital. Kothan kept his profile low, introducing himself as a mere wandering blade. To kill the time, Han Tin Tin suggested sharing spine-chilling ghost stories. The scholar spoke of man-eating tigers that turn their victims into bound spirits. "The dead must lure others to be freed," he whispered. Suddenly, shadows stirred. A horde of ravenous zombies swarmed the temple, their moans filling the air. "Trapped!" They set the rear ablaze and fled, but the undead stayed close. "Follow me! There is a hidden path!" the scholar cried out desperately. Kothan sensed a foul aura. "Don't go! That man reeks of death!" They ignored his warning. Hanlam pulled Ting Ting toward the scholar's trap. A scream pierced the night. "Tin Tin, run! It is an ambush!" Kothan's intuition was right. The scholar was the very tiger ghost he described. Cornered and terrified, Tin Tin turned to Kothan with pleading, tearful eyes. "One more ally is better than none." Kothan drew his blade to intervene. "I will slay the beast! Hold back the dead!" Kothan charged the demon. He tested his new sword style, but the demon's hide was like iron. Time to end this. Kothan unleashed the power of his stolen black arm. One punch pulverized the demon. This strength. "It is absolutely monstrous," he noted. Heat surged through him. Slaying demons was the fastest way to ascend. The scholar's spirit shrieked in relief, finally freed from the curse of death. Kothan showed no mercy, striking the ghost down with a divine Vajra seal. The jade drank the ghost's essence, fueling Kothan's dark, growing cultivation. To master both paths. The eagle's words were true. Suddenly, Tintin screamed. The zombie tide was rising. They were being suffocated by the rotting mass. "We must kill the puppeteer!" Han Lam shouted through the chaos and blood. Kothan scanned the shadows. He saw the source of the necrotic energy. "Cover me!" he roared, carving a path through the sea of decaying flesh. There, hidden in the mist, stood the necromancer controlling the mindless horde. Kothan lunged like a predator, his black steel arm glowing with malice. A single blow crushed the master's skull. The zombies instantly collapsed into dust. Silence returned with the dawn. Kothan bid them farewell and vanished. After a brief farewell, Kothan journeyed east toward the Eternal Night Division. 3 days later, he reached the gates. Entering the manor, he requested an audience with Commander 𝒆𝒏𝒂𝒓𝒆𝒅, the feared leader of the Haiyang Prefecture. Once his identity was verified, Kothan was assigned to the veteran Meng Handang to learn the path of a black armored guard. Meng Handang's eyes flared with disdain. To him, Kothan was just another spoiled brat riding on family connections. 𝒆𝒏𝒂𝒓𝒆𝒅 whispered a warning. Meng was cold but fair. Then, he introduced Xiao Yi, Kothan's new partner. Their first mission? The treasury. Kothan had to select 2 grade 9 cultivation techniques for the long road ahead. As they walked, Kothan touched his mystic jade. This artifact would allow him to devour the essence of 10,000 demons. To reach God Ascension, he needed raw power. He looked for techniques that would forge him into an unstoppable weapon. He chose the Blazing Sun Sword and the Yin Meridian Scripture, a dual path that defied the laws of nature. Xiao Yi froze in shock. Both paths? Kothan, dual cultivation is a death sentence for any ordinary man. Kothan brushed it off with a lie. He couldn't reveal the secret of his reincarnation to a stranger just yet. After settling in, Xiao Yi warned him to rest. In this dark city, blood usually flows the moment the sun sets. That night, in a rotting alley, an old drunk stumbled home, clutching a bottle and cursing his miserable luck. He kicked open his door, shouting at his wife about his gambling losses. But the house was eerily silent. His wife sat in the shadows, her back turned. He roared in anger. "What are you eating at this hour?" She didn't move, only whispering, "I'm so hungry." The drunkard sneered, telling the old hag to get lost. Suddenly, she rose. In her hands was a mangled, bloody chicken head, dripping fresh gore onto the floor. She turned, her eyes hollow and demonic. "But I'm starving, husband, and you look absolutely delicious." A blood-curdling scream pierced the night, followed by a sickening silence that swallowed the entire neighborhood. By dawn, the streets were crawling with guards. Xiao Yi burst in. "Kothan, gear up." A nightmare just began. Kothan didn't flinch. "Good. It's time I see how the Eternal Night Division hunts its prey." At the crime scene, senior guards Zhao Jingming and Wang Qi were already inspecting the horrific carnage. "Is it a demon?" Xiao Yi asked, his voice trembling. The veterans looked up with grim, haunted expressions. "It looks like a murder," Wang Qi muttered. "But no human could inflict this level of savage depravity." Xiao Yi took one look inside and nearly lost his stomach. The brutality was beyond any mortal imagination. Unlike the others, Kothan stepped closer. He knelt by the corpses, his gaze cold, calculating, and predatory. The veterans watched in silence. This wasn't the behavior of a rookie, it was the focus of an apex hunter. The man was eaten alive. The woman, beaten to death. Someone noted. The culprit was a ghost in the wind. As a spirit practitioner, Xiao Yi drew a talisman. He needed to track the lingering miasma of the abyss. With a flick of his wrist, the parchment transformed into a golden dragon, spiraling over the cold remains. The dragon shrieked. "There's demonic energy here," Xiao Yi gasped, his face turning as pale as death itself. But it didn't kill them directly. It possessed the woman, forcing her to devour her own husband. The trail had already vanished into the shadows. The veteran guards felt the lead go cold and hopeless. "I have a way to find it." Kothan's voice cut through the despair like a sharpened blade. The room went silent. "Speak," they commanded. Kothan turned to the local watchman standing outside the door. "Have there been other unexplained beatings lately?" he asked. The answer confirmed his darkest suspicions. Grabbing a map of the district, Kothan began marking the blood-soaked trail of the beast. He drew lines of fate, connecting the deaths until they intersected at a single, forgotten point on the map. They moved fast, clearing the area, until they found a bizarre beggar clutching an old, weathered jar. "Is that the demon?" Xiao Yi whispered. Kothan's eyes narrowed, sensing a horror that chilled his blood. "No," Kothan warned. "The man is just a puppet. The jar. That's where the true nightmare lives." Wang Qi barked at Xiao Yi to seize it. Trembling, the young guard approached the ragged, smiling old man. The beggar looked up, grinning through broken teeth. "Spare some change for a starving old man, young master?" Xiao Yi demanded the jar. The beggar's smile twisted into something unholy. "You want my treasure, do you? You're just like the others. Greedy, and soon to be dead." With a maniacal laugh, he shattered the jar. Abyssal energy erupts from the void, possessing the old man and twisting his flesh into a demonic nightmare. A spiked colossus now crawls where a man once stood, its roar shaking the very souls of the hunters. "Fall back!" Trio Tinmin screams to his allies. "This is a Grade 1 vengeful spirit retreat now." Hidden arts strike the beast, but its counterforce sends Trio Tinmin flying. Vung Qi bellows. "Everyone, attack together!" Trio Tinmin conjures white bone chains to bind the beast, while Tio Et slams a massive formation downward. This was the moment. Kothan's blade descended like a judgment, aimed straight for the creature's black heart. A metallic clang echoes. Kothan's sword couldn't pierce the monster's impenetrable demonic hide. The beast cackles at their helplessness. Suddenly, Manhwa Duong arrives, pinning the demon with overwhelming pressure. Kothan seizes the opening. His dark steel arm shatters the demon's skull, and a strange power surges forth. Two distinct energies spiral from the corpse into his jade pendant. Raw yin power and pure physical essence. As the energies fuse, Kothan's presence shifts. His allies watch the transformation in stunned silence. The tiger-leopard thunder sound. Manhwa Duong gasps. He's reached the 8th grade of internal refinement. Amidst the cheers of his comrades, Manhwa Duong orders the cleanup while leading Kothan away. "Impressive work," the commander praises, promising to report Kothan's heroic deeds to the High Command. Promotion brings rewards. 2 legendary manuals await him at the Night Vigilance Department. 3 days later, peace returned. But for a hunter of shadows, the work never truly ends. On patrol, Tio Et asks about the secret techniques. Kothan reveals his choices: bone cleansing and Vajra seal. "Genius," Tio Et exclaims. "Perfect foundations and a bane for all cultivators. You're becoming a monster, Brother Ko. Your talent is terrifying, yet you work harder than anyone. I'm truly humbled by your dedication." You're nothing like Trio Tinman, who spends all his coin at the brothels just to sleep. Kothan laughs heartily. You'll understand the cost of sleep when you're older. Suddenly, a commotion erupts. A rogue Taoist is harassing a fruit seller, demanding free pears before casting a strange, forbidden spell. In a flash, every pear on the cart migrates to the Taoist's magical tree, leaving the seller ruined. The vendor wails in despair as the Taoist laughs. Tio8 bristles with rage, ready to strike. Hold on, Kothan commands, stepping forward. Old man, this is my territory. Return those pears and vanish. The Taoist sneers, looking down his nose. And what will a little dog like you do about it? Kothan's gaze turns icy. Calling me a dog? You've clearly lived too long, old fool. His blade sings as it leaves the scabbard. By order of the Night Vigilance Department, you're coming with me. The Emperor's hounds? The Taoist spits. Let's see if you actually have the teeth to bite me. He throws 2 golden amulets, summoning a towering spectral giant that looms over the crowded street. Witness my power, the Taoist bellows. But Kothan sees through the trickery. It's just a grand illusion. With a single stroke, Kothan's solar flame sword cleaves the phantom in 2, causing it to explode. Using the smoke as cover, the Taoist lashes out with a hidden whip. Watch out! Tio8 screams. Kothan evades the sneak attack and counterstrikes, but the Taoist vanishes into a cloud of clones. Try hiding from this. Kothan releases his inner demon, a psychic predator that sniffs out the true body. Terrified by the sudden demonic aura, the Taoist leaps over a wall, fleeing for his life. After him, Kothan roars. They chase him through the alleys, but the slippery fox eventually disappears. Brother Ko, that felt like the La sect, Tio8 whispers, naming one of the 3 great evils, the La, White Lotus, and Maitreya sects, vile cults that blend forbidden Buddhist and Taoist arts. They are masters of the mind, weaving illusions that lead the innocent toward eternal damnation. 5 centuries ago, the Great Khan Empire purged them, but shadows are hard to kill. The La sect has been dormant for ages, yet lately, the embers of their heresy are burning again. Why would they emerge here, in the heart of the Donglam district? It makes no sense. If you don't know, I certainly don't. Tio8 sighs. Let's report this to Lord Man immediately. They rush back to the headquarters, the weight of a new conspiracy looming over the city. The doors burst open. Han Duong sat bloodied on a chair, surrounded by his fallen guards. A rogue disciple from the La sect has escaped. Their ambush failed, leaving only carnage behind. But the traitor was struck by the purple sun palm. Searing chi now ravages his very soul. He is lurking in Le County to heal. A massive bounty has been placed on his head. 100 merit points for his head. Capture him alive, and the divine reward doubles. Tuat spoke up. Master, we saw a mysterious Taoist earlier, but the rat slipped away. Han Duong's eyes narrowed. They are hunting the traitor. We must strike before they do. But La County is a vast labyrinth. 20 men cannot find a ghost in this shifting darkness. Kothan stepped forward with a cold gaze. I have a way. We use the underworld. The local gangs know every shadow. With our authority, we can force them to be our eyes. It was a brilliant move. Their numbers far exceed ours. Han Duong nodded in grim approval. Vuong Kai, you know these street rats. Lead the way. The command echoed with absolute power. Kothan questioned him. How many gangs rule these streets? Which ones can truly be used? Many exist, but only the Green Flower Hall matters. Vuong Kai replied with a heavy frown. They control every brothel and den. Their leader, Hoa Than, is a twisted, eccentric soul. An old wound left him. Incomplete. His deputy, Loi Bang, is the hall's true iron fist. Loi Bang's chi is overwhelming. He is a juggernaut feared by every soul in the county. Hoa Than trusts him blindly, giving him total control over the hall's most lucrative gambling dens. These wolves won't help us for free. They fear the La sect's shadow more than ours. They might agree, but they won't truly hunt. Kothan's brow furrowed in deep calculation. You said Hoa Than was unusual? Tell me exactly how twisted his mind truly is. Vuong Kai coughed awkwardly. It is difficult to speak of. It is truly a repulsive sight. At the training grounds, Loi Bang pushed his limits. His muscles were like forged demonic steel. From the shadows, Hoa Than watched with a hunger that made the very air turn cold. Tuat and Kothan turned pale. The horrific reality was worse than any dark rumor. Loi Bang ignores the advances, But his men aren't so lucky. They suffer in absolute silence. Hoathon poisons those who resist his lust. It is a fate more agonizing than death. Kothon's eyes sparked with malice. There is a rift between them. We strike there. If we light the fuse, their bond will shatter. We will tear their hall apart. We save Loi Bang from his master, and he will owe us a debt of blood. Then, he will find our traitor. Kothon's plan was as dark as the abyss itself. But we need a lure. He looked at Tuat. The boy's face drained of all color. At the brothel, Hoathon vented his rage, kicking a weeping subordinate aside like common trash. "Get out! Your pathetic face disgusts me." The man fled, fearing for his very life. The manager rushed in. "A strange guest has arrived, my lord. You must see this freak." Curious, Hoathon descended the stairs. He found Kothon holding Tuat in a lover's embrace. They acted with such passion that the surrounding girls whispered in total shock and confusion. Hoathon approached with a sly, predatory grin. "Did my girls fail to please you, traveler?" "I don't mind," Kothon replied coldly. "Just don't upset my precious wife here." Hoathon's interest piqued. "Why bring a wife to a place of sin like this? To teach her new ways to serve me," Kothon said with a chilling, dominant indifference. Tuat played his part, blushing and leaning into the embrace. The trap was perfectly set. Hoathon was mesmerized. How did this man tame such a stubborn, disobedient spirit so easily? "He was once a defiant man," Kothon whispered, "until I broke his soul completely." Hoathon's face shifted. A dark, twisted curiosity began to consume his every thought. Gu Cheng ended his meeting with Hua Qing and immediately turned his focus toward his next prey, Lei Bang. He revealed Hua Qing's treacherous scheme, a betrayal that Gu Cheng had masterfully orchestrated himself to spark a war. Enraged by the news, Lei Bang and his warriors erupted in fury, ready to tear the traitor apart. Just then, a scout reported that Hua Qing had invited him to a feast, exactly as Gu Cheng predicted. Lei Bang calmed his men. Wang Qi seized the moment, offering the Silent Night Agency's lethal assistance. Sick of Hua Qing's arrogance, Lei Bang accepted and prepared to strike alongside Gu Cheng's elite hunters. They arrived to find Hua Qing waiting with poisoned wine, his fake smile masking a deadly, hidden intent. Sensing the lethal trap, Lei Bang rejected the toast. When Hua Qing refused to drink, the tension exploded. Lei Bang crushed his cup, roaring that he was done being disrespected by a two-faced snake. "Stop wasting breath on him," Gu Cheng commanded, discarding his disguise and revealing his cold, murderous gaze. Realizing he'd been played, Hua Qing flipped the table, desperately claiming Gu Cheng was the true mastermind. But Lei Bang's trust was dead. He saw only a target that needed to be erased from existence. With a thunderous roar, Lei Bang lunged, his fist carrying the crushing weight of a mountain's wrath. Hua Qing parried with steel, attempting to use the impact to flee the certain death surrounding him. However, the Silent Night Agency had already sealed every exit. After 300 brutal exchanges, Hua Qing fell. Dying, he smirked at Gu Cheng's overwhelming strength. The tyrant was finally silenced by the shadows. Lei Bang's men wept with relief, praising the heavens as the dark reign of Hua Qing finally ended. Lei Bang bowed in deep gratitude. Gu Cheng played his part, claiming they only sought to purge evil. "I owe the agency a life debt," Lei Bang declared. Impressed by Gu Cheng's formidable power and resolve, he offered future help. Gu Cheng didn't hesitate, immediately demanding assistance to hunt his true target, the prey, a heretic from the Luo cult. Lei Bang quickly mobilized his network to track the demon. Intelligence arrived soon after. The demon was hiding in plain sight within the city's most decadent brothel. Gu Cheng's eyes turned cold. "Ready the men. We're going to drag that demon out tonight." Despite his lingering wounds, Meng Han-tang insisted on joining the raid, fueled by duty and vengeance. Inside the brothel, the heretic struggled to suppress his injuries, cursing the relentless pursuit of the agency. "Once I heal, I'll slaughter them all," he hissed, unaware his sanctuary was already compromised. Suddenly, the doors splintered. The Silent Night Agency swarmed in like shadows, cutting off all escape. "Submit or die." The heretic leaped through the window, desperately trying to vanish into the dark night. But Meng Han-tang was waiting. "The only path left for you leads straight to the abyss," the heretic sneered, unleashing a wave of demonic energy. "You think these insects can stop a god?" A chaotic battle erupted. Blades clashed and dark auras collided as Gu Cheng joined the fierce fray. As the stalemate dragged on, Luo cult disciples appeared, waiting to play the role of the fishermen. They unleashed an ancient curse, draining the strength of everyone caught in their sinister, soul-stealing web. Cornered, the heretic decided to burn his soul. If I fall, I'm taking everyone down with me. He ignited his life essence, his power skyrocketing into a terrifying, final peak of pure destructive energy. Fall back, Meng Han-tang shouted. A rank 6 cultivator's suicide strike is pure devastation. With a flick of his wrist, the heretic detonated a disciple, painting the walls in crimson gore. Terror gripped the room. The Luo leader, sensing the shift, threw a smoke bomb to escape. In the blinding haze, both the heretic and the cultists vanished, leaving the agency in total chaos. Gu Cheng realized it was a bluff. The heretic's internal energy was already depleted before the escape. Split up, Meng Han-tang ordered. They divided their forces to hunt the bleeding traitor and the cultists. Gu Cheng noticed droplets of demonic blood. He summoned his inner demon to track the lingering scent. The inner demon pointed toward the deep woods. Nearby, the heretic collapsed against a tree, coughing blood. Just a little further, he gasped. Suddenly, a whip hissed through the air like a striking serpent. Damn it, these wounds are deepening. I need a sanctuary to heal, and fast. Suddenly, a whip lashed out from the shadows. A blade pierced the demon's arm as a chilling voice echoed. Young master, we've finally hunted you down. Our grand plan is at its peak, yet you flee? Is this how you repay the 𝒆𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒆𝒅's years of nurturing? So this was the mastermind behind the 𝒆𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒆𝒅's pursuit. The demon spat back. Young master, I'm just your puppet. My only purpose was to be a sacrificial substitute. Ha! You're half dead, young master. Yet you still want me dead? Once I take your head to the sect leader, my reward will be legendary. The sinister Taoist grinned with malice. The demon sneered. To think a pathetic ant like you would force me to reveal my true divine art. A grotesque parasite crawled from his back, its head looming over his shoulder. To die by the Yeyutian Dala is your blessing. The sect leader's face paled in terror. Impossible! He still has that cursed relic? I have to retreat now. He turned to flee, but the monster unhinged its maw. A beam of devastating light instantly bored through his spine. Before the demon could celebrate, a cold blade erupted through his chest. Kothan had been lurking, waiting for this moment. The ultimate predator. Kothan watched the 𝒆𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒆𝒅 traitor fall. I didn't expect him to have such a lethal trump card. If that Taoist hadn't stepped up to tank the blow, I would be the one lying dead right now, Kothan muttered. The parasitic monster was still squirming. This thing is purely demonic, and it's still breathing. He knelt to pry it off. As he stripped the corpse, a hidden scroll tumbled out. Kothan unfurled it, his eyes widening at the forbidden contents. Flesh as the bow, spirit as the arrow. This isn't just a divine art. This is a path of dark sorcery. Yutian Dala is only one of 72 divine techniques. If I can seize them all, I'll become unstoppable. Seizing the opportunity, Kothan stashed the scroll and sealed the writhing monster into the Thong Yu stone on his neck. Hearing the night watchers approaching, he quickly collapsed next to the demon's corpse, feigning a deep, exhausted unconsciousness. Tioet rushed over and found Kothan sprawled out. He desperately shook him awake. Kothan slowly opened his eyes. Tioet, that traitor. What happened? Kothan whispered weakly. Tioet sighed in relief. Don't worry, big brother. He's dead. Manhwa arrived shortly after, staring at the corpse in shock. Kothan, how on earth did you take him down? Kothan spun a masterfully deceptive tale, weaving lies until everyone was convinced. Commander Man, what are our next orders? I must escort this traitor's remains to Haduong province immediately. It will be a long journey, Manhwa replied. He placed a heavy hand on Kothan's shoulder. The night watchers need a leader while I'm away. That person is you. Me? Sir, I'm just a newcomer. I haven't earned the men's trust yet, Kothan stuttered, acting the part of the humble soldier. I've watched your growth. You are the most capable man for this seat, Manhwa insisted with absolute confidence. Vuong Ki stepped forward, nodding. Brother Ko, don't refuse. We follow you because we truly believe in your strength. Then, I shall accept the command. Kothan bowed. Manhwa prayed silently that peace would hold in his absence. Now a rank 8 middle stage cultivator, Kothan focused on refining his new powers. Suddenly, Tioet burst into the room. Big brother, an urgent missive from Haduong province just arrived. Kothan took the letter, his eyes narrowing as he read. The report spoke of General Mountain in Donglam. Every night, eerie music echoed a bizarre mix of wedding and funeral songs. Strange drums and flutes rang out, and shortly after, several hunters vanished without a trace into the mountain mist. Who holds a wedding or a funeral at midnight? Tio shivered. This has to be the work of a vengeful spirit. The details are still vague, Kothan explained. Ha-dung wants the night watchers to investigate this anomaly before it spreads. Commander Mana just left, and trouble already knocks. It's likely a powerful ghost. Kulvunki and Triutin Min. We move. The team rode hard, arriving at the outskirts of Donglam, a small, desolate county gripped by an invisible, suffocating fear. The gates creaked open as the local magistrate, Trung Min Duan, rushed out to meet them with tears in his eyes. If you hadn't come, Donglam would have been wiped off the map. Kothan held up a hand to calm him. Magistrate Trung, take a breath. Tell us everything. Every detail of the mountain's disturbances could mean life or death. The old man trembled. It started nights ago. Those sounds from General Mountain. Flutes for a bride, drums for a corpse. The music doesn't just hit your ears, it rings inside your skull. Even covering your ears does nothing to stop the melody. My people are paralyzed with terror. If this continues, they will abandon their homes and flee into the wilderness. Having gathered the basic facts, Kothan turned to his team. Tio, use your Dragon Jade Talisman. Track the yin energy. Tio, performed the hand seals. The talisman ignited, transforming into a spectral dragon that soared into the darkened sky. But before it could find its target, the dragon disintegrated into gray ash. Tio stared in horror at the empty air. The malevolence from that peak is suffocating. Even from here, my Dragon Jade Talisman is being corrupted. He gestured toward the peak. Lord Truong Min Doan, is that the General Mountain you mentioned? He nodded grimly. Indeed. In the last dynasty, a legendary general named Li Nu Kong rose here, a hero who gave everything for the nation. Thus, this peak was named General Mountain in his honor. These are the Donglam archives. They document the life and deeds of General Li Nu Kong. He handed the records to Kothan. Unable to solve the mystery, our hero issued a stern command. The truth is hidden. Tonight, we split into 4 groups. Report any suspicious findings to the others. Watch your backs. We are only here for information tonight. The warriors shouted their loyalty in unison. As you command, they roared. At nightfall, Kothan stood atop the roof eaves, scanning the darkness. Suddenly, a masked intruder appeared below. Identify yourself! Kothan barked as the shadow fled into darkness. The rat was cornered in a dead end. Kothan smirked. Done running? Twin sickles flashed in response. Refusing to surrender, the assassin lunged. Kothan unsheathed his blade and struck with blinding speed. With a beastly roar, the intruder swung his sickles, forcing Kothan to recoil several paces back. Monstrous strength, but his movements are rigid. That wasn't a human voice. Could he be? As the figure lunged, Kothan channeled his essence. Divine solar yang strike, he roared with fury. A blinding arc of light tore through the enemy. A guttural scream echoed as the radiance faded. Shredded clothes revealed the truth. Kothan narrowed his eyes. A Jiangshi, just as I suspected. An evolving black corpse. Their frames are dense as steel, rivaling the power of an 8th-rank warrior. Knowing the undead fear the demon-slaying arts, Kothan decided to end this farce instantly. Demon-subduing Vajra seal. The creature shrieked in agony, writhing helplessly upon the cold, hard stone. A corpse never walks alone. The puppet master was lurking nearby. His eyes locked onto a shadow. Like a bolt of lightning, Kothan lunged. The hidden figure tried to flee, but escape was impossible. He seized the intruder's wrist, flicking away their hat. A little girl? Kothan gasped in shock. Ow! You're hurting me. Is this how a man treats a defenseless maiden? Wah! Stop that fake crying! Kothan barked, delivering a swift chop to her head. She let out a yelp. You brute! Real men don't hit girls. Is that so? Perhaps I should prove my masculinity then? As Kothan loomed over her, her bravado shattered. Wait! I'm sorry. I won't do it again. Soon, both the girl and her zombie were kneeling in submission. The mysterious maiden finally introduced herself. I am Lu Doan, successor of the Western Corpse Drivers and the 3 Virtues Hall. Kothan realized her techniques mirrored his own dark martial path, the forbidden arts of ghost refining. Stand up. The kneeling is unnecessary. Doan beamed, her mood shifting as fast as the wind. She revealed that 5 other powerful cultivators were converging on the mountain, drawn by rumors of treasure. Lured by the General Mountain's secrets, They formed a temporary pact to seize the ultimate prize. They never expected the Night Sentinel Bureau to interfere. Kothan realized the plot was thickening fast. Is the supernatural chaos tied to this treasure? This web of lies is becoming dangerously tangled. Why not join forces with me? I'll trade you all the intelligence I have on the others. The treasure can be yours. I didn't come for gold, but to claim the fallen experts. Those cultivators are formidable. It would be such a waste to let their corpses rot here. I'll simply recycle them into my personal zombie army. Kothan felt a cold chill down his spine. This delicate girl is obsessed with the undead. If I fall, I'll surely become her next puppet. You're a captive, Kothan reminded her. What right do you have to negotiate with me? She countered sharply. 5 elites are coming. 2 are nearing the 7th rank. You need me. Her logic was sound. Fine. An alliance then. But betray me, and your life is mine. She turned to her battered zombie with a heavy sigh. Poor Big Black. You've been hurt. The repairs will cost a fortune. My poor zombie. Kothan's face turned pale in disbelief. A hideous zombie with such a sweet name. Female puppeteers truly have twisted, dark tastes. Doan, lure those cultivators here. I wish to have a friendly exchange of souls. No need. They are already here. She led the group to a tavern where 5 experts sat. Look at that brute. That is Do Lanjiang, the notorious Jade Hand of the northern bandits. A wolf in human skin. And beside him sits the most dangerous monster of this lot, the Ghost Prince, Vung Xuyen. Human by day, but a vengeful spirit when the sun sets. Vung Xuyen and Do Lanjiang are the true threats. The other 3 are merely cannon fodder. We have the 9 Joys cultist, a water monkey, and a vile woman from Than. Suddenly, 𝒔 slammed the table. You wench! A dog of the Silent Night Bureau? Have you betrayed our secrets? Doan smirked. So what if I have? What now? The old man's face darkened. Do, the Silent Night Bureau brings nothing but death and ruin. We must slaughter them before heading to General Mountain. Do Lanjiang merely scoffed in response. I seek ancient treasures, not a war with the Bureau. Who are you to command me? Kothan laughed coldly. Do you know why your 9 Joys sect was completely wiped out? Because your elders were as foolish as you, touching things that should never be disturbed. Bastard! You dare insult my ancestors? Die. 𝒔 unsheathed his blade in a rage. Vung Qi stepped forward, his fist shattering the incoming sword intent with one crushing, heavy blow. Child's play. No wonder the Bureau erased you. 𝒔's face turned pale with fear. Vung Xuyen spoke up. Brothers, we seek no war with the Bureau. Spare this old fool. Kothan's gaze turned freezing. I have no mercy to give. Only a decapitated head. Flash! His blade sang, and 𝒔's head tumbled to the floor in a crimson spray. Do Lanjiang roared. Silent Night Bureau, you dare execute a man right before my eyes? He was a heretical remnant, Kothan replied. Insulting the Bureau is a crime worth death. Vung Xuyen narrowed his eyes. This is a remote county, boy. Reinforcements will never reach you. The water monkey chimed in. Boss, they look down on us. Let us tear them apart. The woman from Than licked her lips. Give me the boy. I want his flesh. Shut up! Do Lanjiang slammed the table, sensing the terrifying aura radiating from Kothan. We are not here for a bloodbath. He turned to the MC. What do you want? 1 strike to kill a master. Kothan was a monster that no one dared provoke. You seek gold, we seek demons. If our paths cross, the mountain will run with blood. A fight now only leaves us crippled and empty-handed. Neither treasure nor investigation would survive. Do Lanjiang exhaled. Fine. I have no desire to offend the powerful Silent Night Bureau. Let us form an alliance. We search the mountain together, then let strength decide the loot. Kothan sheathed his blade. Since you show such sincerity, let the steel be put away. General Mountain is treacherous. Together, we might actually survive the darkness that is waiting there. Do Lanjiang cupped his hands. I am Do Lanjiang. How should I address you, brother? Kothan. Honest, as my name implies. He let out a sharp, cold, and mysterious laugh. Then we move at dawn. The mountain at night is nothing but a tomb for living. As the sun rose, the group ventured into the ominous, swirling shadows of General Mountain. Kothan asked, Is the treasure truly in the tomb? Local records show no such grave. A man of his stature would hide his final resting place from common grave robbers. But I can scent a treasure vein from miles away. This mountain is a golden land. Suddenly, two abyssal caverns appeared. Cold, demonic yin energy poured out like a dark flood. Fear gripped the group. Then, a desperate scream echoed from within the darkness. It is him, 𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅, the legendary tomb raider from the north. What horror has he finally found? Thuy, Fatty Huang, and Tam Nuong, legendary tomb raiders, now faced their ultimate nightmare. If experts died here, this cave is cursed, Kothan warned Do Lanjiang. Vung Suyen trembled as they found 𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅 remains. Fate had claimed the weak. That path is a death trap. We take the left. Any objections? Let's move. Kothan led the night watch into the abyss as soul-chilling frost descended. A freezing gale swept through. Suddenly, a ghastly vision froze the group's very blood. 4 specters carried a levitating coffin. Kothan gasped. The red-white ghost domain. Ancient scrolls call this a death trap. One wrong move triggers a total massacre. Attack, and we perish. This pocket dimension is fueled by concentrated yin energy. Trapped in this hell, we must either slay every demon or obey their rules. A supreme entity anchors this realm. A direct fight now would be absolute suicide. Step carefully, Kothan whispered as every shadow watched them with hungry eyes. A massive structure materialized through the mist, the ominous and ancient general's mansion. Vung Suyen stammered. It's real, not an illusion. Did Li Nukong build this? Why create such a fortress of death? What dark madness is he truly planning? The gates groaned open. A ghoulish servant bowed. The madam's wedding begins. Enter. Follow their rules, Kothan commanded, or none of us leave this mansion alive. Inside was a nightmare. Tables were packed with monsters, all craving human flesh. Feast, the host cried. Celebrate the madam's union. Bring out the wedding banquet. The covers lifted. Tioet gagged. The plates held only writhing insects and organs. The madam arrives. A voice boomed, and the air turned to absolute ice. In crimson silk, the bride descended. Blood dripped from her hair like liquid rubies. Will you join me in the river of death? Her melodic voice chilled them. Kothan's jade pulsed. The heart ghost within him was screaming in pure terror. She was a calamity, a wraith beyond their level. They couldn't win this fight. A toad demon croaked. The bride is here. But where is her lucky groom? The madam shall choose a destined guest tonight to become the mansion's master. Thuy Ho Tu mocked. Is she that desperate? Any man will do for a ghost? Death followed. The bride's gaze shattered his spirit, sending him crashing into walls. Tell me, she loomed over him. Will you marry me? In life and death? Terrified, he lied. You're beautiful. I agree. I'll stay with you forever. Liar, she hissed. Her black hair lashed out like vipers, binding his soul. Horror struck as she tossed him to the ravenous ghouls to be devoured alive. Kothan realized the trap. She's not seeking a groom. She's seeking her prey. The crimson bride turned to Vung Suyen. Half demon. How exquisite. Will you marry me? Vung Suyen panicked, pointing at Kothan. Wait. Choose him. He's the true genius. You promised to stay by my side in life and death. Since I've become a demon, how could I ever let you remain human? The demoness's hair surged like a tide of snakes, binding Thuy Ho Tu in a suffocating grip. Everything happened in a terrifying blur. You wretched ghost! Thuy Ho Tu roared in despair, but she ruthlessly hurled him into a pit of starving, feasting spirits. A gift for you all, she shrieked. The ghost swarmed, tearing him apart in seconds. Kothan watched, his gaze cold and calculating. This demoness has no intention of choosing a groom. To answer her is to choose death. Survival requires a far darker path. Her crimson eyes locked onto Vung Suyen, a hybrid of man and ghost. Such a delicious aura. You are exactly my type, little master. Tell me, the demoness purred. Will you take me as your wife? Vung Suyen trembled as the air grew heavy. Cold sweat drenched his brow. Suddenly, he pointed a shaking finger at Kothan. Fair lady, this man behind me is the real prize. Kothan is a genius of his generation. Only a man of his talent and beauty is worthy of a lady such as yourself. Kothan smirked. A hero indeed, the lady admired. He bowed, stepping forward with lethal intent. He smashed Vung Suyen's jaw, sending him reeling. Why this? The ghost asked. Kothan spoke calmly. You honored him by speaking his name, yet he dared show disrespect. I merely taught him manners. I like your spirit. Tell me, do you find me beautiful? She leaned in, her eyes piercing. Kothan smiled smoothly. exquisite. Your beauty makes the moon hide in shame and flowers wither. You are a peerless jewel that could topple empires. A vision of spring, sharp yet divine. The ghost lady smiled, then her face darkened. Even so, he betrayed my heart and soul. I gave him everything. Yet once he became a great general, he cast me aside like trash. All men are treacherous vipers, she shrieked. Kothon realized her true identity as the general's wife. Her resentment had birthed this vengeful spirit. The tragedy of Li Nukong's betrayal was clear. Since you think I'm fair, will you wed me? Let us leap into the Yellow River together. I cannot, Kothon replied firmly. The ghost roared. Another traitorous dog. You deserve a painful death. Wait. It's not that I won't, but that I am unworthy. No man alive deserves your grace. Your beauty is unmatched, but your loyalty is legendary. You turned a wanderer into a great general. Your devotion could move the heavens. What fool would ever ask for more in a wife? Li Nukong must have burned 1,000 years of luck to wed such a perfect soul. Yet he abandoned you? He is blind. A fool destined for eternal damnation and bitter regret. You only seek this union because your heart is shattered by his cruelty. This is vengeance. But you are pure, a jade-like spirit. Do not stain your soul for a worm like him. He is a heartless ingrate. Let him rot. You are far above his reach, divine madam. Kothon pressed on. That villain even rewrote history, calling you a jealous, narrow-minded woman in the records. Meeting you today proves his lies. Once I leave, I will restore your honor and purity. The ghost screamed in fury. He dared? Li Nukong, you've gone too far. I will rot your soul. Her murderous aura shook the room. Go, clear my name. Spread the truth of that bastard's crimes. Deceive me, and I will hunt you to the ends of the earth. No seal can hold me. Kothon bowed. I swear it. Your justice will be served, madam. He noticed something strange nearby. So this place is sealed? Who could have broken such a powerful formation recently? He wondered. A ghost guard whispered. Leave through the back door. The front is death after the sun sets. The group hesitated. We're just leaving? Vuong Shuyen asked. Run while you still can, Tam Nuong cried. Suddenly, ghost hair lashed out, snaring Tam Nuong. She was hoisted high, screaming in pure terror. I see your lustful eyes, the lady hissed. A temptress like you deserves a wretched end. She dragged the girl away. Dulanjiang froze. Has anyone else survived this nightmare before? Perhaps, but we must flee now, Kothen urged. Vuong Suyen tried to sneak away in fear. Look ahead, Doan shouted. A bloated corpse lay on the path, a fellow grave robber. Fatty Hoang? Dulan Huang gasped. One of the Jiangbok trio. They entered through the other tunnel. Everything connects here, Kothan noted, spotting a weathered journal beside the dead man's hand. What's in it? They asked. Kothan read. The records of the heavenly soul Taoist. A mysterious cultivator from 500 years ago. He possessed godlike powers and defied death itself. He reincarnated every 60 years, splitting his soul. He fought the 3 great sects alone, and he never lost. His name struck fear into every sovereign across the vast continent. Kothan ignored the betrayal, looting a journal from a nearby corpse. The onlookers watched as he scanned the ancient text. It detailed the legend of a mysterious figure from 500 years ago, the one known as the Heavenly Soul Taoist. Every 60 years, he would face death, only to split his soul and return to walk the mortal realm once more. A master of divine techniques, he once defied the 3 great sects and never tasted the bitterness of defeat. His name shook the heavens. He spent half his vast fortune just to secure a 7th-rank cultivation treasure. Every minor nation worshipped the Heavenly Soul Taoist, desperate to steal his forbidden secrets of eternal life. But the legend vanished without a trace. As centuries passed, his name faded into a ghostly whisper. Gucheng frowned. Returning from death? That isn't cultivation, it is a direct challenge to the heavens. If such immortality existed, even a lowly pig could cultivate into a supreme martial saint or god. Dulangyang and Vuong Qi trailed behind, shivering. What dark truth was hidden in this silence? Damn it! I would face death just to glimpse the legendary treasure, they roared, charging into the abyss. They reached the tomb of Li Rugong, but the heavy stone doors had already been breached. Gucheng sensed a lurking predator. Someone is inside. Stay alert, or this tomb becomes your grave. As they entered, Dulangyang felt a chill. Why did this place reek of the Taoist? This was Li Rugong's resting place, yet the Heavenly Soul Taoist's presence felt suffocatingly close. In the center, a massive coffin hung by 9 iron chains. Dulanjong gasped. The dragon seal. Was Li Rugong truly a mere general? This ritual was designed to crown a new emperor. The coffin sat upon the dragon vein's heart, a forbidden technique to seize the luck of the earth. It defied every law of feng shui, inviting grave robbers while siphoning the essence of the nation. By anchoring here, he intended to devour the very soul of the land to fuel his ascension. A general claiming an emperor's destiny. What nightmare was he brewing within that cold iron box? Tuat's eyes burned with greed. The treasure must be locked within that cursed emperor's coffin. Dulanjiang and Vuong Shuyan abandoned all honor, lunging forward like starving wolves for the prize. Fairness is for the weak. In this world, the strongest hand claims the ultimate divine artifact. You fools! Gu Cheng roared, unsheathing his blade to stop their reckless attempt to break the seal. Will you throw away your pride, Gu Cheng? Dulanjiang mocked. But Gu Cheng stood firm. Evil cultivators deserve no mercy, Gu Cheng growled. Killing you today is a service to the world. Vuong Shuyan barked. Enough talk. Let's see if your sword can back up those arrogant words. That punch from earlier still burns, boy. I will tear your heart out for that humiliation, Dulanjiang smirked. Hold him off. I will claim the treasure while you play with the brat. Stop him, Gu Cheng commanded. He must not touch the coffin. But Vuong Shuyan blocked him. Your funeral, Gu Cheng. Vuong Shuyan's laughter echoed, a jagged sound filled with murderous, demonic intent. As night fell, the tomb's yin energy surged, pushing Vuong Shuyan's dark powers to their absolute peak. I am invincible now, he bellowed. Gu Cheng raised his blade. Then I will break your peak. Their blades clashed, a symphony of destruction. Vuong Shuyan's demonic form was a nightmare of raw strength, but he fought like a mindless beast, relying on primitive instinct rather than the refined martial arts. A beast has no place in this duel, Gu Cheng declared, channeling the divine Vajra seal power. His blade hummed. Vuong Shuyan laughed, thinking he had blocked it, but Gu Cheng's technique was absolute. A silver flash bifurcated the darkness and Vuong Shuyan, the demon fell, sliced perfectly into 2 halves. High above, Dulanjiang battled fiercely against Vuong Kai and Triu Tin Min for the prize. Stand aside! Gu Cheng arrived like a thunderclap. Dulanjiang, go meet your friend in hell. Gu Cheng's black steel arm erupted with aura. Terrified, Dulanjiang retreated, scrambling toward the coffin. He lunged for the lid, only to find Duong Tam Nuong's shriveled, bloodless corpse lying behind it. She had tried to pick the lock with forbidden arts, and paid with her very life force. The greatest risks yield the greatest power, Dulanjiang screamed, ignoring the warning of the dead. He shattered the coffin lid. Gu Cheng leaped down, staring in awe at the ancient, preserved horror. Inside sat a body that had defied time itself, looking as if it were merely deep in meditation. A mysterious scroll rested in its hands. Dulanjiang reached out, but a dead hand snapped shut. The corpse's eyes flared with malice. Damned insects! Only 1 year left. Why disturb my divine slumber? With a horrific crack, the undead general ripped Dulanjiang's arm away. The slaughter had begun. Blood erupted as Dulanjiang's head shattered instantly. Gu Cheng roared, Everyone, fall back now. Suddenly, the scroll vanished into thin air. 2. At gasped. A void teleportation array is active. These arrays bridge dimensions to move artifacts through space. Such ancient sorcery is incredibly rare. This miniature seal was designed solely for grave robbing. Someone stole the scroll from the coffin. Between the array and the chaos, it is all connected. We have walked right into a massive trap. A powerful mastermind orchestrated this. They knew exactly what was inside that coffin before we arrived. Our presence was merely an accident. Suddenly, the undead shrieked, promising a fate worse than death. I will tear your souls apart slowly. Gu Cheng grit his teeth. This is looking bad. Was this the end? Suddenly, the priest screamed in agony as another voice echoed through him. I trusted you as a friend. You lied about resurrection just to steal my body, Tianhong. 500 years of waiting, wasted. I will shatter this seal and erase your 1,000 souls forever. 2 spirits fought for control within Li Nukong. The legendary general was battling a treacherous sorcerer. The sorcerer panicked, pleading for mercy. Stop. Your vessel has evolved into a divine spirit body. 5 centuries of cultivation have made this flesh godly. If you destroy it, we both perish. Then we will wander as mindless ghosts. But the general laughed. I was a great general. Even in death, I rule the underworld. I shall lead an army of ghosts, he roared. The undead body exploded in a blast of gore. Gucheng shouted, "Run! We need to leave!" "I will devour you all," a voice shrieked. Gucheng commanded his allies to split up immediately. "Go that way. We must scatter." They nodded, wishing Gucheng luck as they fled into darkness. Only Doan remained at Gucheng's side. "Why are you still following me?" he asked. "I feel safer with you," she replied. "Besides, Lin Yukong, vengeful spirit, is already gaining on us." The phantom of the general appeared behind them, his spectral form radiating pure bloodlust. "Run! Power! I need that boy power!" The ghost lunged. Doan screamed, "I regret staying with you. He is going to catch us. What do we do?" Gucheng stayed calm. "Head for the general mansion." Her eyes widened in horror. "Are you insane? A terrifying female ghost haunts that mansion." "Exactly." Gucheng grinned. "I am counting on her. We are literally jumping from the frying pan. Into the fire! A wolf ahead and a tiger behind. Fate will decide my end today." Gucheng skidded to a halt. The ghost of Lin Yukong loomed over them, laughing wickedly. But when the phantom saw the mansion gates, he froze. The general mansion. Such painful memories. Gucheng smirked. "There is someone here who has been waiting 500 years for your return. My lady, the traitor Lin Yukong is finally here." Gucheng's voice thundered through the courtyard. The female ghost materialized, her eyes filled with hate. Lin Yukong gasped, "Tuyet Ni? Is it you? How did you become this monster?" The ghost shrieked, "I became this because of your betrayal." "I was wrong, but move aside," Lin Yukong hissed. "I must devour this boy first. His essence will stabilize my soul. Then we can be together forever." Gucheng just laughed. "You are still a liar even as a ghost. You should stay with your fox spirit instead. I will ensure you never reincarnate." Tuyet Ni roared, her rage igniting the very air around them. "This woman is insane." Lin Yukong trembled as the female ghost unleashed her full destruction. Boom! A massive explosion leveled the mansion, burying everything in a mountain of jagged stone and dust. Gucheng crawled out of the wreckage. The ghosts had vanished, leaving only ruins and a glowing pit. Leaving the unconscious Doan aside, he descended into the glowing crater to investigate the strange light. There, he found the general's sword and a mysterious scroll. He unrolled it with narrowed eyes. It was one of the 72 divine arts. The return to the void sea, feathering mountain technique. This forbidden power matched the arts of the La Sect. This was Lin Yukong, ultimate trump card. The more bloodshed, the stronger the suction. This divine art was truly terrifying and absolute. This legendary power is immense. These 72 divine arts are no mere skills. They are a forbidden system. This path transcends common cultivation. I will claim it. The items once transported through the void. They match this scroll perfectly. Did the heavenly soul Taoist also wield these 72 divine arts? The secrets within that book are deeply connected. This mystery is dark, but I lack the strength to face such shadows yet. Gucheng decided to retreat before the darkness of the tomb consumed him. Ying cried out in agony. Li Rugong was gone, and Wang Chuan had been cleaved in two. Dulanjiang was reduced to ash. I nearly lost my life in this cursed, demon-infested place. This was a devastating loss. Gucheng watched as Li Rugong and his wife vanished into nothingness. Their souls were completely erased. The female ghost is dead, and this nightmare realm is finally collapsing. Meanwhile, atop Jade Mirror Mountain, a Taoist grumbled about the restrictive arrays blocking his divine flight. This was Wei Junshan, the schemer who leaked the treasure's location to lure the unsuspecting fools. Before him stood a powerful figure with his hands clasped the great state preceptor, Feng Tai. Feng Tai's voice was cold as he demanded the prize. Wei Junshan quickly offered a hidden scroll. He smirked, boasting of his success. The preceptor had predicted everything with godlike precision. A few lies and some drunken talk were enough to trick the greedy martial artists into dying. They were merely pawns used to retrieve this ancient scroll. Feng Tai gripped the forbidden text tightly. Wei Junshan whispered, wondering if this relic could truly bring the dead back to life. Feng Tai's eyes flashed with anger. Did the fool dare to covet the secrets of the soul? This soul-harvesting art is too terrifying for commoners. Resurrection is just a lie fed to the desperate. The heavenly soul Taoist used it to deceive Li Rugong. What he truly possessed was soul guidance. It is one of the 72 divine arts of the Wuhua Mountains, designed to forge the ultimate spirit. This technique refines the body and soul to the absolute limit, but it demands a terrible price. The Taoist cast aside his own flesh, seeking a more perfect vessel to house his dark power. He waited 500 years, weaving a web of lies just to create the perfect immortal body. Are these 72 arts truly that powerful? I heard the ancient sages who used them went mad. Feng Tai sneered. Only those who transcend humanity can be called great sages. They merged the powers of humans, ghosts, and demons, breaking every taboo known to the heavens. They birthed 72 world-shaking arts that have stained the world in blood for thousands of years. In the face of such overwhelming power, does it matter if one is a saint or a madman? Wei Junshan bowed in awe. His previous divination had revealed even more secrets hidden within the mountain. Could there be another divine art still hidden? Feng Tai dismissed the idea as mere dregs. You likely sensed Li Rugong's remnants. Your skill with objects has not improved in years. Wei Junshan trembled, asking for the preceptor's guidance. But their paths were fundamentally different. One reads objects, while the other reads the very mandate of heaven. Destiny cannot be escaped. I sacrificed 200 men to secure this soul guidance art. Your loose tongue served my purpose. You may trick the heavens, but you cannot steal fate itself. Everything unfolds according to my will. If the prize is meant for me, someone will always deliver it. This is the ultimate truth. Your words are more precious than 10 years of cultivation. But what of the Silent Night Bureau? They survived the tomb, but they will never find us. Follow me to the secret cultivation cave. Feng Tai promised him great rewards. Meanwhile, Gu Cheng's comrades were pacing in a panicked sweat. Xiao Yi prayed for Gu Cheng's safety. He was ready to charge into the tomb himself. If he didn't return in half an hour, they would have to report his death. Suddenly, a familiar voice echoed through the air, stopping them in their tracks. There was no need for such worry. Gu Cheng emerged from the shadows with Ying Ying. His brothers cheered in relief as the group finally prepared to leave that den of demons. Returning to Ha Duong Mansion to brief Lords Man and Toi, while Duan Duan heads back to Le County. Inside Ha Duong Mansion, Thoi Tu Kiat questions Man Han Duong about bringing Ko Than into their elite ranks. A true talent, isn't he? Recent events proved his worth, though his raw power still lacks divine refinement. He wouldn't have needed those rogues otherwise. Man Han Duong notes Ko Than's sharp and incredibly decisive nature. He knows when to strike and when to yield. But the General Mountain incident feels far more sinister. Thoi Tu Kiat shrugs it off. It is simple. Identify the mastermind and their ultimate dark ambition. You know that Lord's temperament. Submit the report, and we are finally washed clean of this mess. Why fret over the schemes of giants? Man Han Duong bows, sensing the weight of hidden dark shadows. No more words. Thoi Tu Kiat summons the squad. Well done at General Mountain. Especially you, Ko Than. We will label it a rogue demon attack. Now, for rewards. Ko Than receives 200 merit points. The rest get 100. Any objections? None? Good. Thoi Tu Kiat departs, leaving an air of mystery. Ko Than approaches Man Han Duong. Lord, I retrieved this blade, Li Nukong's sword, from 500 years ago. It is cracked after 500 years. Can the provincial artisans restore its ancient and legendary edge? Man Han Duong inspects the steel and sighs. Once a divine weapon, now its spiritual essence has vanished. Rare materials are extinct. In this world, weapons are divided into 3 distinct and powerful tiers. First are common blades, forged from ordinary steel and found in every corner of the mortal realm. Second are mystic armaments, unique named weapons forged from exotic ores with their own lethal identity. Third are divine relics, sentient weapons with godlike abilities, reserved only for those chosen by absolute fate. Ko Than is not discouraged. Even broken, this divine relic is a prize worthy of his dark ascension. After claiming elixirs and manuals, they return to La County. Ko Than immediately dives into secluded cultivation. He locks himself away, devouring the blood essence from the mountain to fuel his overwhelming inner power. Suddenly, Man Han Duong bursts in. Ko Than! Emergency! You must depart for Ha Duong Mansion immediately. At the mansion, Thoi Tu Kiat questions Man Han Duong. Why send Ko Than? We have plenty of talent. Kwai Hai Nyai of the Truong Lak gang has fallen. His death shifts the balance of the entire region. We had a pact for spirit herbs. Now that he is gone, who will control the vital flow? This distribution is crucial. Man Han Duong reveals, I am heading to the capital in 2 months. Headquarters will scout here. I am certain I can secure a position for our best in the capital. 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅 adds, you are already a Night Watcher envoy. I plan to make you vice commander. Why act like that brat 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅, settling for the life of a lowly and nameless guard? Manhwa. Lord, the battle with the La Religion disciple showed me my own glaring weaknesses. My path to godhood requires more tempering. I need time to refine my martial soul much further. 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅. If your heart is set, I won't stop you. But why choose Kothon for this? He needs trial by fire. His strength is not yet enough to officially claim the Knight Envoy title. This mission will force him to evolve. I intend to groom him as my ultimate successor. Elsewhere, Triutin Min grumbles. How did those herb-growing Tronglok peasants become so famous? Are they fools? They should just sell everything to us if they want our absolute protection. Brother Triu, you are the fool. Tio retorts. Those are not mere herbs, they are spirit medicines. Mortal hands cannot cultivate such power. Tuat explains, while eyeing the darkening horizon. Kothon adds, for a small sect, possessing such treasure is a death sentence. One slip means annihilation. We are here, Vuong Qi interrupts. Before them stands a manor draped in the white silk of mourning. A man in funeral robes blocks their path. State your name and business at this house of death. Kothon, Associate Night Watcher of La County. I come to pay respects to the fallen leader. That was the eldest son, Quy Lam Phong. But the second son, Quy Lam Duong, steps forward sneering. Associate? So you are just a temp? Not even a real Night Envoy yet? He mocks arrogantly. The Night Watchers' faces darken with rage. But Kothon just laughs a cold sound of impending doom. The air grew cold as the butler approached. Who exactly do you intend to summon for this ritual, young master? Please, Lord Ko, calm your fury. The steward hurried out. The second master meant no offense. Please, step inside. The elite sect masters have already arrived. They are resting in the rear chamber. Lord Ko, please follow me. Behold, Lord Kothon, the Night Patrol Deputy of La County. The butler's voice echoed through the tense, crowded room. The young masters will join you shortly to divide the spoils. Suddenly, a man stepped forward with a sharp, curious gaze. You look like a formidable stranger. I am Cho Kim Ting of the Eastern Lumcho clan. Gotang smiled coldly. Ah, the famous Shao clan, Kothon replied. Then, the leaders of the Green Mountain Sword and Taoist sects stepped forward. I am Elder Trung Lam, of the mysterious Taoist sect. Suddenly, the two young masters entered, accompanied by a sinister figure. Apologies for the delay, they announced. But Kothon's blood ran cold. Beside them stood a face from his dark past. It was him, the vile Taoist who tried to devour Kothon's soul, the monster who used the heart ghost to curse him. The Taoist scanned the room, unaware his prey was watching. This backwater wasteland is perfect for my dark arts tonight, he whispered. Their eyes met. The Taoist's heart skipped a beat. He couldn't possibly recognize me, right? It's impossible. He's just an unlucky brat. Taking the heart of 5 organs from me is a death sentence. Little did he know. Quy Lam Phong gestured to the old fox. Meet our guest, Taoist Ngu Phuc. The villain bowed with a sickening fake grin. Shao Kim Tin broke the silence. I've just taken over the clan. We shall follow the ancient rules for the spirit herbs. The distribution of the spirit medicine is simple, he continued. But I don't quite understand the current power dynamics yet. Our spring gate is in seclusion, another master stated. We have no interest in these worldly herbs this time around. Then our mysterious Taoist sect demands 30%, and our sword sect wants 30% as well. Kothon's face darkened. Do you think the Night Patrol is invisible? The Shao clan taking 30% is fair? But you two greedhounds, you leave us with a mere 10%? Have you lost your minds? Or do you think I'm a coward? Is your arrogance growing? Or has the Night Patrol been too kind lately? Elder Trung Lam sneered at the blatant threat. Watch your tongue, Kothon. Even your superior wouldn't dare speak to us with such disrespect. He roared in anger. Quy Lam Durng stepped in, his voice trembling. Our sect has a long history with them. We agree to 30%. Quy Lam Phong nodded in agreement. The Green Mountain Sword sect shall have their 30% share as well. Kothon scoffed. A tiger father has sired 2 cowardly dogs. Kothon realized the brothers were even more pathetic than he had imagined. Your schemes are quite transparent, he sneered. Patience isn't a virtue when you're being robbed by these pathetic weaklings. We believe in logic, not force, Kothon said coldly. But from now on, the Night Patrol will be watching you. We'll investigate every corner of your sects for hidden fugitives. We will search your halls every single day. And your trade caravans? He glanced at the sword elder. You better be very careful on the open roads. They might leave the city easily. But returning alive? That is a luxury you may no longer afford. Despicable, shameless, they screamed in fury. The night patrol is acting like a pack of common mountain bandits. Kothon pointed a finger, his aura exploding. Who was shameless first? Watch your words before I sue you for slander. The air crackled with killing intent. Shokim Tin suddenly spoke up, trying to play the clever peacemaker. Let's not spill blood here, he suggested. Why not settle this dispute with a martial duel instead? Kothon's eyes gleamed with malice. Fine, but today is the funeral. Tomorrow, I'll crush both of you elders. The butler quickly stepped in to break the tension. Please, follow me to your quarters to rest for the night. Triu Tin Min whispered urgently as they walked. Are you really going to fight both of those masters alone? Don't worry, Trie Hoen, Kothon replied. I have my own dark calculations for these arrogant fools. In a secret room, Kui Lam Fong confronted the old Taoist. Did my father's will really name my brother heir? My spirit imps saw it with their own eyes. Ngu Fuk lied. The throne should be yours, for a price. Aside from the 12,000 silver taels. I need 5 bottles of warm spirit pills. No bargaining allowed, but I already gave you. Before he could finish, the door was blown off its hinges by a massive force. Kotan strode in, a mocking smile on his face. Taoist Ngu Fuk, or should I say, Ngu Tang the Soul Devourer. You? The Taoist gasped, his face turning pale. Before he could react, Kothon's black steel arm erupted with power. A single, devastating punch pierced straight through the villain's chest. The devouring of the demon had finally begun. Did he think immortality was his? This parasite isn't worthy of my blade. Suddenly, demonic spirits surged. Their malice couldn't touch me. I activated the underworld jade. It blazed with soul-devouring light. Every demon was consumed, shattering the Taoist's organs. Kui Lam Fong shrieked like a dying animal. Quiet now. Eldest master. Relax. Your life isn't my target today. However, your audacity is quite impressive. Kui Lam Fong roared. You murdered my guest in my own sect. Who are you to speak of audacity? I sneered. That wasn't a guest. He was a monster wanted by the Tindati, the soul-eating 5 viscera Taoist. A notorious practitioner of the dark arts is now your guest? What a fascinating choice of company, young master. The old leader was a righteous man of the 7th rank. His sudden death is suspicious, don't you think? Did you hire this demon to assassinate your father before a will was written? To steal the throne? Internal power struggles don't interest me. But hiring a Tindati fugitive? That's a death sentence for you. The Tindati cannot ignore this heresy. Kui Lam Fong trembled, his voice cracking with pure terror. No, it wasn't me. My father favored the second son, but he was never unfair to me. How could I commit such a beastly act? He pleaded. But my heart was cold as iron. Save your excuses for the black prison. The Tindati has a way of making everyone talk. He collapsed, groveling at my feet. Lord Ko, show mercy. Hide this, and I'll be your loyal dog forever. I'll even defy the Dao Huyen sect for you. Just spare my life. His desperation was pathetic yet useful. I smirked. If only you had been this wise before. But seeing a sinner repent is always a delight. Rise, young master. I'm glad you've seen the light. Let's talk about your path to redemption. He was baffled by my sudden change. He then confessed. His brothers supposedly held their father's secret will. The Taoist claimed the second son stole it. I looked at the captured demons. It was time for interrogation. Inside my soul sea, the 5 demons were trapped. One of them began to change color. How strange. Why is there writing on your head? You must be the leader of these pathetic little spirits. The demon scratched its head, chirping. I asked about the Taoist soul I had just devoured. They giggled and pointed. There he was. A fragile, pathetic ghost, stripped of all his dark power. Without his demons, he was nothing. A mindless soul fragment. Keeping him would be a waste of space. Old man, answer me. You told the eldest master about the will. Where did that information come from? Were you the one who forged it? Tell me everything you know. Back in reality, Kui Lam Fong was panicking. Lord Ko, are you all right? He called out. I opened my eyes, a sharp light gleaming within. I'm fine, but your brother's will is a fraud. Your father was healthy. Why write a will so early? Kui Lam Fong's eyes widened with hope. Is that true? You're not deceiving me, Lord Ko? Follow my lead tomorrow, and the sect leader's throne is yours." He nodded eagerly, desperate for power. "Good. Now clean up this filth. This Taoist trash is an insult to the heavens. Feed him to the dogs." I left the courtyard. Next morning, the arena was packed. The final trials were about to begin. Match after match, the results were undeniable. I crushed every opponent with overwhelming, godlike strength. With my victory secured, Kui Lam Duong stepped forward. He held a scroll high, his face full of greed. "Behold my father's final will. It names me the successor. I shall now distribute the spirit herbs." The elders nodded. "We've verified the handwriting. It is indeed the old leader's mark," they claimed. Dong Quai smirked, urging an immediate inauguration ceremony. They were all in on the conspiracy. The crowd murmured. The coup was almost complete. But then, I stepped onto the stage. "Hold your horses, young master. This inheritance is a lie. The Tindati has questions." Lam Durng laughed. "My father loved me most. Where is your proof? Are you calling this will a fake? Proof? Oh, I love providing proof. I borrowed a soul dragon charm from my subordinate, Tioet. Imagine this. A dark cultivator forges a will to ruin a sect. This charm can amplify any hidden energy. It reveals the truth behind every spell. If that scroll is tainted by dark arts, it will scream. Let's see what secrets this paper hides." The crowd held their breath as the charm glowed. Evil leaves a lingering scent of corruption. Who is the monster hiding in plain sight? The second young master begins to tremble. His face turns ghostly pale. The crowd whispers in shock. Why would a righteous sect harbor a demonic practitioner? Gu Cheng's voice cuts through the air like a blade. "Driven by envy. Did you recruit a demon to assassinate your own father?" The second master panics, screaming in denial. "Pure nonsense. How could I kill my own flesh and blood?" He claims the priest arrived only after the death. Gu Cheng smirks. "The trap has been sprung. Caught! You just admitted your alliance with the dark arts." The truth is finally dragged into the light. The villain collapses, broken and exposed. The elders roar in fury. "Drag this traitor away for judgment." With the gang secured, Zhou Jianxing steps forward. A young hero from a noble clan seeking the legendary Gu Cheng's aid. A desperate plea from the Eastern Zhou family. Gu Cheng listens intently as a chilling mystery begins to unfold. "Speak your mind, Brother Zhou. But first, I must report back to the capital before I can lend you my strength." The tale begins in Su village, a place of loyal servants caught in a nightmare that defies all logic. They were simple folk stewards and merchants. Not warriors, but humble workers under the Zhou family's protection. During a chaotic chase on the streets, the head steward, Su Zhenhong, was watching from the sidelines. I knew him well from the merchant caravans, but tragedy struck in a heartbeat when a guard's blade missed its mark. He fell instantly, but something was wrong. Instead of red blood, a thick black ichor oozed from his wounds. The liquid drained away completely, leaving nothing but a hollow shell of skin. A truly ghastly sight. Even stranger, the village now claims that no one named Su Zhenhong ever existed. He has been erased. A man wiped from memory? Gu Cheng's eyes narrow with interest. This smells like a deep, demonic conspiracy. Hollow corpses and vanishing people. The journey into the Black Jade realm will yield a dark harvest indeed. Back at the capital, the leaders are ecstatic. 50% of the gang's resources? Gu Cheng's talent is truly monstrous. He secured the legendary spirit herbs. We did not misjudge him. The boy possesses the power of a god. But why did he leave so suddenly? Commander Kui wonders as his star subordinate vanishes into the night. "He's off to Su village, sir." An urgent request from Zhou Jianxing regarding a terrifying anomaly. Even the Zhou elites acknowledge his prowess now. Gu Cheng is carving his legend across the entire realm. They left under the cover of darkness. This incident in Su village is far more dangerous than it seems. Don't worry. Since joining the Night Watch, Gu Cheng has only faced the impossible. He is the master of his own fate. Deep in Su village, a drunkard stumbles home, singing of blossoms and beauties, unaware of the horror waiting behind his door. He finds his wife painting in the shadows. "Are you waiting for your husband, my love?" He laughs, blinded by wine. He boasts of his passion, promising a night to remember. But the air in the room turns freezing cold. Wait, do I even have a wife? The alcohol-induced haze clears as a chilling voice responds from the dark. The woman turns, showing a face from nightmare. A single eye stares from a demonic mask. "Husband, you're finally home." A blood-curdling scream echoes through the village. Another soul devoured. Another life turned to leather. The next morning, Gu Cheng arrives. He stands over a hollow husk of skin. No clues. No traces. Only silence. He turns to Zhou Jianxing with a cold gaze. Are there any night watchers stationed in this cursed place? A local guard patrols these streets daily. He should know the village secrets better than anyone else. Summon him and the village chief immediately. Bring the family registers. We are digging into the past. Use the commander's medallion to open every door. Investigate Su Zhenhong's last caravan trip. Find out what happened on those roads. Man or demon, it makes no difference. If it bleeds black, I will hunt it down and destroy it. The chief trembles, denying everything. There is no Su Zhenhong here. Not in our records, not in our lives. 1,000 people cannot all be wrong. But Gu Cheng senses the lie hidden beneath their paralyzed fear. The local guard, Yang Xingjie, salutes. I've seen nothing unusual, sir. No ghosts, no demons, nothing out of place. Even the scrolls show nothing. Su Zhenhong is a ghost who never drew a single breath here. Zhou Jianxing is baffled. I've checked the family tree 5 times. The man simply does not exist. Gu Cheng points to a specific entry. A childless couple from the previous generation. A blank space where a son should be. Lead the way to their home. The shadows are hiding a monster, and I am going to tear it out. Arriving at the village chief's home, the party was introduced to Master Shao and Lord Kothan. Kothan of the Night Watch eyed the couple, questioning their claim of having no children. The old man lied, claiming the freezing northern winds of his youth had stolen his fertility forever. His wife added with a heavy sigh that a son would be a miracle granted by the heavens. Kothan smirked, warning them to weigh their words carefully before he stepped inside the room. Scanning the area, Kothan noticed height markings carved into the wooden wall at regular intervals. You seem to love this non-existent son dearly to measure his height every single year. Tio-et pointed out makeup and a comb. It seems you have more than just a son. You have a daughter-in-law as well, don't you? The old man panicked, desperately denying everything. Kotan noted that since the village forgot To Tren Hung, it was natural his parents did too. The real question remained. Where was the missing wife? Shao Qian sensed a growing problem. If she is an outsider, she won't be listed in the official family tree records. Kothan ordered the chief to gather all women aged 15 to 40 in an open space. Soon after, the crowd assembled. Kothan commanded Tio-et to use spirit talismans to track scents. Tio-et activated his charms. Suddenly, he shouted, "I have found her right here!" The scent of the makeup was a perfect match. The woman stepped forward, feigning deep offense. "Master, there must be a mistake. I am a virtuous woman who follows every sacred rule. How could my makeup be in another house?" Tio-et stood firm, refusing to be deceived. Kothan sensed no demonic aura but trusted the scent. One strike will reveal the truth. As she pleaded her innocence, the divine Huet Uyen's sword suddenly unsheathed itself with killing intent. The legendary blade lunged forward. "Wait! Why is this happening?" The girl screamed in pure terror. Her face split open, oozing foul black sludge. "My perfect skin! How dare you ruin it? I will kill you!" Her human mask fell away, revealing a pitch-black monster of nightmares. Shao Qian shouted for everyone to retreat as he struck, severing the creature's arm instantly, but a new limb sprouted immediately. The demon roared, slamming the earth with devastating force. "Tio-et, deploy the array now!" Kothan barked. The boy threw his talismans into position. Once the formation ignited, Shao Qian's sword shattered the demon into 1,000 bloody pieces. The chief gasped as his memory returned. To Tren Hung rescued that woman during his trade travels. Shao Qian sighed, praising Kothan for his meticulous work in ending this dark case. Is it truly over that easily? Kothan wondered. That night, a terrifying nightmare haunted his sleep. He bolted awake, drenched in cold sweat. Why does this lingering dread refuse to leave me? The victory felt too hollow. If the demon was dead, why did those haunting eyes remain? His mind raced until a chilling realization hit. "Tio-et, wake everyone up! We must find Shao!" Shao Qian grumbled while yawning, complaining that waking people up was incredibly rude and ungentlemanly. Everyone was confused until Kothan shouted, "Look at their eyes! Everyone's eyes were identical. Follow me." He pointed to the courtyard where not a single lantern flickered in the dark. Even the insects were silent. Shao Qian shivered. "What do we do now, Brother Ko?" "Find the people." Kothan ordered them to search and test everyone's blood with their blades. After searching the entire area, the group returned with grim news. No one was found alive. As I feared, the town is empty. 𝒆𝒐𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅 marveled at Khotan's terrifyingly sharp intuition. Suddenly, a cry echoed through the silence. "Brother Ko! We found them over here!" The party rushed forward to a macabre sight. The villagers were lined up like hollow, soulless dolls. Their vacant eyes stared at a grotesque demon. Khothan watched as the creature harvested their remains. It was separating flesh from skin, preparing to wear them like a new set of macabre clothes. But then, Khothan's breath hitched. That stone tablet. Look at that sinister stone tablet. Blood fills the air. The dark secrets of Tajia town center on that cursed stone monument. Suddenly, a spectral child clings to 𝒆𝒐𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅, laughing. 𝒆𝒐𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅 screams in pure terror. Without a word, Khothan decapitates the creature. 𝒆𝒐𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅 roars. "Are you insane? It's a child! Wake up!" Khothan snaps. "There are no children here, only monsters. Look at the truth." The corpse morphs into a vile beast. Tiawut shouts, "Big brother, our real trouble is here." The entire village stares with hollow, hungry eyes. 𝒆𝒐𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅. "What now?" "Don't falter," Khothan replies. "Tiawut, signal the commanders. We need our full strength here." A flare pierces the sky. Below, villagers shed their skins, revealing a demonic legion charging forward. "Fall back!" Khothan commands, his blade carving through the demonic horde as they retreat. They reach the clearing. The soldier 𝒆𝒐𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒅 smirks. "This is far enough for you all." Commanders 𝒆𝒐𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒅 and 𝑀𝒐𝒨𝒃𝒂𝒓 appear. "We're saved," 𝒆𝒐𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓 cries out in relief. 𝒆𝒐𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓 nods coldly. "Well done. To think Tajia town hid such a massive disaster." Suddenly, Khothan's sword flashes, decapitating both commanders in a single, lightning-fast strike. "Madman!" the shadows hiss. As their heads fall, thick demonic miasma erupts from their severed necks. Khothan sneers. "Nice disguise, but your acting is pathetic. My eyes see through your lies. The prefecture is miles away. Arriving in minutes? You were far too desperate to kill us." He turns to 𝒆𝒐𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒅. "You were the one closest to this town's daily rot. If you didn't notice the evil, you're a monster yourself." 𝒆𝒐𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓 laughs. "Then die here. Your mistake was letting me see the finale," Khothan declares, cleaving the traitor in half. "That stone tablet is your demonic heart. Khothan will personally crush it into dust today." The demonic tide surges. 𝒆𝒐𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓 bellows, "Protect the main character. Hold the line at all costs." "Leave the rear to us," Tiawut shouts. Khothan nods. "Cover me. I'm ending this." 𝒆𝒐𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒅 carves a path. Khothan leaps toward the monument, his blade glowing with fury. Suddenly, tiny ghouls swarm his body, dragging him down. The weight of death is suffocating him. 𝒆𝒐𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒅 sword, awaken! Khothan roars. Blazing sunstrike. A massive explosion shatters the night. The tablet crumbles. The demons vanish. Amidst the ruins, a mysterious human skin remains behind. Khothan gasps. Another piece of the 72 divine transformations? The 5 ghost transport art. Back at the base, Khothan cultivates. He uses his rewards to finally reach rank 7. He masters the 5 ghost technique, commanding spirits to manipulate space and shadow at will. Seclusion ends as 𝒍𝒨 prepares for the capital. Khothan hands him a secret letter. "Deliver this to the Khoklan matriarch." 𝒍𝒨 smiles. "You've outgrown this small prefecture. The capital awaits you." Khothan smirks. "Careful. Commander 𝒆𝒐𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓 might feel insulted by that." After warm farewells, the party splits. Khothan watches them go, eyes fixed on the horizon. "New orders have arrived," an officer announces. Khothan is now the night patrol envoy. After achieving his breakthrough, he used the remaining wealth to forge the 5 ghost spiritual pills. To master this forbidden art, 5 ghost children are bound into a formation to anchor the soul's ascending power. It creates a void in reality, an invisible space where anything can be transported across the world in an instant. Time flowed like a river in seclusion. Finally, it was time for Khothan to emerge just as 𝒍𝒨 prepared to depart. "You're heading to the capital?" Khothan asked. "Please, deliver this letter to the matriarch of the Trungdung Ho mansion for me." 𝒍𝒨 accepted the letter with a nod. "I worried your rank was too low for this post, but I see my concerns were foolish. 𝒍𝒨 is far too small for your talent. It is merely a stepping stone for the legend you are destined to become. We shall cross paths again in the capital." Khothan frowned slightly. "Sir, Your words are a bit too blunt, don't you think? Hazung still has its pride, after all. Manhwa laughed, then turned to 𝒆𝒊𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅 to offer his final words of gratitude. Thank you for your care over the years. Farewell. Kothan smiled. May your journey be smooth and your path be clear. At the Night Watcher Bureau of La County, the official appointment finally arrived. Commander Ko, the orders are in. These sycophants move fast. Congratulations, Great One, on your promotion to Night Patrol Envoy. The Qui Lam and Chao families bow low. May your reign over La County be eternal. I am but a humble manager, one says. Our young master sends his deepest regards. Please forgive his absence. Kothan scoffs. No matter. Welcome to my new domain. He knows their game. Power attracts vultures seeking to feast on his rising influence. Suddenly, a servant bursts in, trembling. Great One! A catastrophe has befallen Li village. A ghost domain has swallowed everything. Meanwhile, in the village, a widow mourns her husband. She weeps for Tonghan while the villagers loot her home. Like rats, they steal everything. They mock her grief with poisoned words. Look at her, living in luxury while we suffer. Your husband's death was your fault. The widow clenches her fists, her heart turning to stone. An old man enters, scowling at the empty rooms. Is there nothing left for me to take? He looks at her with lustful eyes. Tonghan is dead. You cannot survive alone. I have been single for 30 years. Follow me. I won't mind your widow status. She raises a pair of scissors, eyes blazing. Take one more step and I'll kill you. Useless woman, he spits, walking away. Let's see how you survive without a man's protection. Silence falls. Her expression turns lethal. Tonghan, they've forgotten who I truly am. I am a witch from the forbidden lands of Xiangxi. They have pushed me too far. You died for these wretches, and they treat me like trash. I cannot let this stand. Wait for me, my love. I will join you soon. But first, this village must burn. She places a straw doll against her heart. With a scream, she drives the scissors through it. They forced my hand. Now, they shall know despair. The sky turns black as blood pours. She transforms. A massive cow-headed demon with 8 eyes rises. The slaughter begins with the elders. One day later, Kothan arrives at the scene. Doan follows him, pouting and annoyed. You never take me anywhere fun, she grumbles. The Thunder Barracks were so incredibly boring. Kothan ignores her, staring at the horizon. The ghost domain is fully formed. This is bad. Normal humans are trapped inside a living nightmare. Doan offers to send her zombie scout. Little Black, the corpse who nearly died by Kothan's hand, prepares to enter the darkness. An old survivor, Lao Li, crawls from the bushes. Help us! Save our village from this curse! I was away buying supplies when the darkness hit. It's all because of those greedy, heartless fools. Their insatiable greed has summoned a literal hell on earth. His voice cracks with pure agony. Kothan's subordinate helps him up. Speak slowly, old man. What triggered this demonic awakening? Lao Li sighs. It started with Li Tonghan. He was the pride of our village, a hero. He built a fortune and returned to help us all. He even saved his wife from bandits. They were happy. They built a beautiful life together. Until the day Tonghan was murdered, he died in a trade dispute, and the village's light went out. But then, the darkness took over. The villagers didn't mourn him. They robbed his widow. They tore down his legacy for scraps. They pushed that poor woman into the abyss of madness. They forgot the kindness he once showed. Those monsters deserve to die. But my daughter and granddaughter are still trapped inside. Doan interrupts, her eyes glowing. A mole on the left cheek? A 12-year-old girl? Lao Li gasps. Yes, that is them. Are they still alive? Doan shakes her head slowly. The widow committed suicide. She is now a grade 5 calamity, a demon born from pure spite. 30 people are huddling in the ancestral hall. Kothan realizes the demon is hesitating. Her human soul is fighting the demon's bloodlust. She is sparing those who didn't hurt her. But her humanity is fading fast, Kothan warns. The ghost domain is a sealed tomb. If we don't break in soon, they will all starve in that hell. The battle begins now. A troublesome grudge indeed. Her enemies are dead, yet her resentment lingers. Gu Cheng's eyes narrowed in suspicion. Who truly murdered her husband? It was Du Xiang, Lao Li whispered. A disciple of Dao Xuan. That villain tried to seize their goods for a mere pittance. When refused, he used forbidden arts to burn the merchant alive. He even bribed the chief to drive the widow to suicide. Sir, The Daoshuan sect is far beyond our local jurisdiction. Gu Cheng scowled, remembering the weight of a mentor's old lessons. Human hearts can be far more demonic than any vengeful ghost. Guard the perimeter. I am heading to the Daoshuan sect. Retreat if the domain shifts. I will demand justice alone today. The heavens might forgive them, but my blade certainly will not. Inside the sect, the leader sensed the approaching storm of retribution. Master, the night patrollers are here to seize Duziang. Sifu. He was weak. I barely struck him before he died. Does that fool Chen think he can challenge my sect's authority? It is not Chen. It is the new patroller, Gu Cheng. Why would a mere county official risk his life for this? The widow's blood summoned a demon. A massive domain has formed. You killed the man and then tormented his grieving family? I just wanted to play. I didn't think she would die. Stay hidden. I will handle this righteous brat myself. Disciple. The sect leader entered the hall with a cold, suffocating pressure. Why has a mere official come to disturb my sect's peace? A life for a life. Hand over Duziang or pay ourselves. Impossible. In the martial world, accidental deaths are common occurrences. 30 lives were lost. Do their souls mean nothing to you? My disciple's life outweighs 10,000 peasants. Leave at once. Gu Cheng, let this go. It is for your own safety. The higher-ups won't care. Do not throw your life away, friend. Let it go. The dead are screaming for their blood, Chen. Stop playing the saint. You cannot save everyone in this world. Is life that cheap to you? I am no savior, Chen, but I am the one who will drag you to hell. So, you refuse to surrender a cold-blooded murderer to justice? He is a son of Daoshuan. He dies here or nowhere. Understood. I shall return to collect his soul another day. Sir, are we really just walking away from this injustice? No. Those who trample on life do not deserve to breathe. Meanwhile, Zhou Jianting watched as a messenger bird arrived at home. Gu Cheng wants to annihilate the entire Daoshuan sect? Bold. He helped me once. Now, I shall help him ascend further. Steward, prepare an invitation for the upcoming Ancient Ruins trial. Invite Nu Bak Thien. Let us lure the snake into the light. Nu Bak Thien, a small name that history will soon forget. A sect leader? Zhou Jianxing mocked. He's just another target in our path. Send it. The butler bowed. Meanwhile, the night watchers gathered in Le County. Lord Gu, the guards are ready. Gu Cheng nodded. Zhao, you've done well. Lord Gu, Zhao whispered. Can we really take the Daoshuan sect alone? They won't see us coming. Zhao tried to speak, but Gu Cheng cut him off. Nu Bak Thien is a fool. Gu Cheng smirked. He'll fall for the bait. When he leaves, we strike. The sect will burn before he can return. I'll take the blame. Their crimes against the innocent end tonight. No mercy. We're purging this evil. I just hope the ghost realm stays sealed today. Midnight! Gu Cheng roared. Tomorrow we march and wipe them from existence. The raid began. At the sect, Ngu Bak Thien preened for Elder Trung. How do I look? Godly. You'll be the star of the alliance meeting. Finally, Ngu Bak Thien laughed. The great sects recognize my power. I'm unstoppable. Watch the disciples. I'm heading out to claim our rightful place in history. He left, laughing. Elder Trung bowed low, his eyes glinting with hidden greed. The Zhou family is mine, Nu ghosted. Gu Cheng watched him from shadows. The hour struck. Lord Gu, Zhao asked, is using poison truly the way? Honor is for the dead. Gu Cheng spat. We're here for an execution. Use their own filth against them, Vuong Kai growled. Tewa grimly agreed. Exactly. They slaughtered the weak. They don't deserve a fair fight today. The gas is ready, Doan reported. One word and they all choke. Antidotes on, Gu Cheng commanded. Tonight, the Daoshuan sect finally falls. Poison flooded the halls. Disciples fell like flies, their magic failing them instantly. Elder Duong, where is the enemy? My spiritual shield is breaking. A disciple cried. Gu Cheng emerged from the mist. Why struggle? Your end is already here. Night Watchers, Elder Duong screamed. How dare you attack a righteous sect? Righteous? Gu Cheng's voice thundered. You're nothing but murderers and cowards. You kill, he hides. Your blood-stained alliance ends here. Draw your sword. Gu Cheng struck. Protect the elder, the disciples shrieked, rushing into the fray. I'm your opponent, Duong roared. Elder Duong retreated, his chest bleeding. A mere patrolman, he hissed. I'll shatter your soul and burn your spirit. Before he could cast, Gu Cheng's blade cleaved him. The elder died instantly. Gu Cheng, you dare! Elder Trung arrived. Gu Cheng smiled. We meet again. Surprised? Your nightmare is just beginning. Gu Cheng mocked, his eyes glowing. Die! Two elders lunged. Gu Cheng stood still, his killing intent suffocating them. Yin-yang purgatory? Pathetic. Gu Cheng unleashed a wave of dark, demonic energy. 5 ghosts, devour them. Spectral monsters erupted, pinning the elders to the earth. Heads rolled. Elder Trung trembled. How? How is this much power possible? 2 more charged. Fools. Gu Cheng's blade cut through them like paper. Elder Thuch, strike! Vines snared Gu Cheng as the last elder screamed out. Elder Thuch descended with his blade. Gu Cheng remained calm, his gaze icy. Only 6 elders? Gu Cheng mused. As the blade neared, he simply laughed. You think vines can stop me? He swung, and both elders were silenced. Lord Gu, the west is cleared. The east is purged. The massacre ended. Reports flooded the hall. The west garden is purged, sir. The east wing has been completely cleared. The elder grovels, trembling in absolute terror. Lord Gu, Du Xiang is in the mountain prison. The sect leader confined him there. He begs for mercy, but Gu Chen's blade is faster. One cold flash sends the traitor's soul to the underworld. They reach the peak and find a cell bound by heavy iron. Without a word, Gu Chen draws his cursed blade. Steel shatters the chains as Gu Chen steps into the darkness. Are you Du Xiang? The prisoner stammers in confusion. Wang Qi lunges, choking the boy. Du Xiang screams, Release me! I'll have the 7th elder slaughter you all for this. Gu Chen remains unmoved. We are taking him. As for the loot, seize all the low-grade pills for yourselves immediately. The rest shall be split 60-40. Gu Chen commands as his men begin plundering the sect's hidden treasures. Zhao Jingming asks, Lord Gu, I understand the massacre, but why must we divide the spoils of war this way? This raid was unsanctioned, Gu Chen explains. Tribute is for Lord Kui and the higher-ups. But look, more guests arrive. Chen Chongshan storms in with his guards, fuming. Gu Chen, are you rebelling? Do you have no respect for the law? Gu Chen sneers. Rebellion? Lord Chen, since when is purging a nest of vipers considered a crime against the state? Don't forget your duty. You are a night watcher of the Jinye Agency, not a lapdog for these cultist dogs. This sect slaughtered the innocent while you shielded them. I acted to protect the people and our agency's honor. The Dao Xuan sect is ash, and their blood is on my hands. Now, what do you intend to do, Chen? Chen's face contorts with helpless rage. This isn't over, Gu Chen. Not by a long shot. He retreats in shame. Leaving the ruins, they drag Du Xiang to the cursed ghost realm of Li Village to face his final judgment. The vengeful ghost roars, lunging to devour Du Xiang's flesh. Gu Chen signals his companion. Xiao Yi, begin the rite. Xiao Yi recites the ancient mantra. Heavens save us from misery. Light that pierces the 10 directions, gathering divine power. May the great mercy open the gates of salvation. Deliver this soul from darkness and lead it toward the light. Golden runes swirl around the phantom. With a final shriek, the demon vanishes, leaving behind only a simple straw doll. Elsewhere, Ngu Bak Thin, the sect leader, is drowning in wine and decadence, laughing with women in his arms. Suddenly, the door bursts open. Chen Chongshan stumbles in, pale. Sect leader, disaster has struck. It's all gone. Ngu Bak Thin grins. Old Chen, join us. Have a drink. But Chen's words freeze the very air in the room. The Dao Xuan sect has been annihilated. Chen gasps. The cup in the sect leader's hand shatters into dust. What did you say? Ngu Bak Thin's roar shakes the palace as his murderous intent explodes outward like a storm. Gu Chen led the slaughter. Your elders and disciples are all dead. Rage boils in the sect leader's corrupted veins. Gu Chen, I will skin you alive. He mounts his horse, riding like a demon possessed toward his ruined home. Gu Chen sits perched on a withered branch, waiting. The prey has come to deliver his own head at last. Ngu Bak Thin skids to a halt, screaming. Gu Chen, you dare block my path? You truly seek a painful death. Gu Chen jumps down, his gaze icy. I told you we'd meet again. I'm only here to send you to hell. Your 7 elders are waiting for you in the afterlife. It's time for the sect leader to join his flock. For 30 peasants, you destroyed my legacy? Ngu Bak Thin rages. Then I shall burn your entire agency to ash. He brandishes a cursed fly whisk. chanting dark incantations as the atmosphere grows heavy with a suffocating, murderous pressure. Your sect is the price for Du Xiang's life, Gu Chen retorts. And now, you shall follow them into the grave. In your dreams, brat. The whisk expands like living serpents, binding Gu Chen in a crushing, magical grip. Gu Chen's aura explodes with a deafening roar. Break! The cursed weapon shatters into 1,000 useless splinters. 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅 staggers back. Gu Chen sneers. What's wrong, sect leader? Why are you retreating from a mere junior? No wonder Zhonglin fell. There is something monstrous hidden within your body. 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅 mutters in fear. Monster or not, it's time to end this. Gu Chen strikes with a blow that cleaves the very heavens apart. 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅 panics, unleashing the forbidden white-bone secret art to parry the lethal, incoming blade of light. Righteous leader? Look at your hands, stained with the blood of thousands. You are the true demon here. With a feral scream, the sect leader slams his palm into Gu Chen's chest. Go to hell with my sect. Gu Chen is hurled back, crashing through trees. Blood sprays from his lips as his internal organs suffer massive damage. Damn it. His physical shell is stronger than I calculated. I only have one desperate move left to win. As 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅 lunges for the kill, Gu Chen's eyes glow crimson. Demon arrow. Yaksha, awaken. The blade tore through the sect leader's chest, ending his life instantly. Kothon collapsed, his strength drained by the massive blood loss. Awakening in his own bed, Kothon saw Tio-Et approaching. How long was I out? He rasped. How did I even get back here? You've been unconscious for 2 days, Tio-Et replied. Trieu and I were worried, so we searched the Daoshuan sect that night. We found you collapsed on the road. Don't worry, Trio has already burned 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅's corpse to ash. No evidence remains. Kothon scanned his internal meridians and cursed. His injuries were severe. That nocturnal demon arrow was a forbidden trump card he couldn't use lightly. I must enter deep seclusion to mend my broken soul. Devouring so much demonic essence has left my cultivation unstable and dangerous. One more thing, Tio-Et interrupted. Lord Thoi ordered that the moment you wake, you must report to the provincial governor's estate. The inevitable has arrived. Kothon sighed. I'll stabilize my core today. Tomorrow, we march into the heart of the storm. A day later, Kothon reached the destination and bowed. Greetings, Lord Thoi. Beside him, Trun Sung Son watched with eyes full of venomous spite. Kothon, you absolute headache, Lord Thoi barked. I leave for a few days, and you trigger a massacre? Should I laugh or cry? Forgive me, my lord. Time was of the essence. To save lives, I had to reap them first. There was no other path. Lies! Trun Sung Son roared. You are a born monster who treats our laws like filth. You're a disgrace to the entire Jingya Bureau. You are the rotten fruit poisoning our reputation. Your bloodlust has brought shame upon the name of Ha Duong Province. Kothon's gaze turned ice cold. Trun Sung Son, your perspective is quite warped. Don't forget which side of the blade you're standing on. The coward choked on his words. Lord Thoi slammed the table. Silence! Both of you. This isn't the time for petty squabbling. The situation is dire. A survivor from the Daoshuan sect escaped and fled to the High Commander in Laman City. Kothon, you're coming with me to Laman. From now on, you don't breathe without informing me first. Is that understood? Trun Sung Son scurried away in a huff. Only Kothon and Lord Thoi remained in the heavy, suffocating silence of the hall. Do you realize the magnitude of the chaos you've unleashed? Lord Thoi asked, his voice weary with the weight of political ruin. I understand, my lord. The fault is mine, Kothon replied, his hands clasped in a gesture of deceptive humility. Knowing you're wrong isn't enough. You must survive the High Commander's trial alone. I can't shield you from his wrath. Kothon smirked. I've learned my lesson. Next time, I'll be more thorough. To kill a snake, you must crush its entire nest. Lord Thoi laughed bitterly. You truly are a disciple of that old monster. Your ruthlessness is legendary, but try to keep your head. He slapped Kothon's shoulder. Enough flattery. When we meet the commander, do not dare to talk back. His word is absolute law. Understood. By the way, I secured the sect's treasures. 40% for you, and 60% for the High Commander's pocket. Ahem. Well, you're certainly more tactful than your master was. Remember, we depart for Laman City at the crack of dawn. Morning light broke over the Jingya Bureau headquarters. The air was thick with the scent of impending judgment and hidden daggers. Lord Thoi, I heard your lapdog caused a bloodbath. a rival official sneered. Your belly isn't the only thing growing, so is your audacity. Worry about your own territory, Thoy snapped back. The commander is coming. I hope your tongue is as sharp when he arrives. Thoy leaned in, whispering to Kothan. Remember our talk. Don't let his pressure break you, and keep your mouth shut until needed. I understand perfectly, Kothan replied, his face a mask of cold, calculating indifference. The stage for the trial was set. The High Commander has arrived. Ta-An-Chi, the iron-fisted ruler of the district, took his seat with a terrifying aura. Kothan, the young prodigy of Ha-Duang, step forward, Ta-An-Chi commanded, his voice vibrating with divine power. Talent is no excuse for insubordination. You defied my direct orders. Do you admit to your crimes? He smashed his teacup. Lord Thoy stammered. Sir, there are details. Silence. Thoy, this doesn't involve you. Bring the witness from the Daoshuan sect. An old man hobbled into the hall, weeping. He pointed a trembling skeletal finger at Kothan, his voice filled with pure agony. It was him. This demon slaughtered my entire sect. He erased my family from existence. I beg for justice, my lord. Kothan tilted his head with a bored expression. You claim I destroyed your home? That is a heavy accusation. Where is your proof? Proof! The old man shrieked. I watched you burn our halls. I saw you murder my brothers. My eyes are the only proof needed. I see, Kothan whispered, a predatory glint appearing in his eyes. So, you are the only evidence left in this world? In a flash of lethal speed, Kothan's hand crushed the old man's throat. The witness fell dead before anyone could even blink. Kothan adjusted his robes and bowed to the stunned commander. My lord, it appears there is no longer any evidence against me. You arrogant brat! Ta-An-Chi roared, his aura exploding in fury. Do you have no respect for my eyes? Am I invisible to you? On the contrary, Kothan replied, unfazed by the killing intent. I hold you in the highest regard, my lord. Truly, I keep you in my heart, not just my sight. With the trash finally cleared, we can speak of more important matters. Public rage is a deadly poison. It would surely tarnish your noble reputation, my lord. Now that the Daoshuan sect is dead, you are the supreme king of the night vigil. I've secured their vast treasures for the public treasury, all to magnify your glorious name. Sir, rest assured, I will never let a single soul crawl here to trouble you with complaints again. Xia Anzi sneered. You talk a big game. Did you truly make no mistakes at all? My only sin was lacking the power to spare you from this annoyance, my lord. Guthan drew his blade toward the heavens. I swear on this steel, I shall not fail again. Xia Anji's laughter boomed. Ha ha! You're a fascinating one, Guthan. Truly interesting. You were scouted by Meng Handong, weren't you? Guthan smiled, his gaze sharp and cold. Our methods differ, but our loyalty to you and the night vigil remains absolute, sir. Internally, Guthan smirked. 10 years of flattery were finally paying off in this dark world. Fine, Xia Anji barked. Merits and faults cancel out. Now, get out of my sight. Thoy Turkiet finally exhaled in relief. They bowed low and retreated from the lion's den. Are you insane? Thoy hissed. We almost lost our heads back there, you know. Guthan shrugged. I read his soul. He only craves absolute blind obedience from his dogs. To him, right and wrong are irrelevant. Only his power and his ego truly matter. I played the part of a loyal servant who just got a bit too messy. That is how you survive this den of vipers. Thoy Turkiet stood there, utterly stunned. You're so young, yet you manipulate the hearts of men with such terrifying precision. It's all thanks to your wise guidance, Guthan joked as they headed for Ha-Duang. Back in his room, Guthan sat amidst a swirling aura, his 5 ghosts lurking nearby. Dark energy surged from the sect's treasures. This devouring process was more fruitful than expected. His cultivation reached a new peak. It was time to step back into the light. A shadow flickered in the darkness. Who's there? Guthan's voice cut like a frozen blade. Doan stepped out, smiling nervously. Lord Guthan, I've been waiting for ages. Guthan sighed. What does this little corpse driver want with me at this hour? I want to join the night vigil. Guthan breathed a sigh of relief. A master of the corpse-driving sect joining us? Tell me why, he questioned suspiciously. The world is a cruel place for a lonely girl, she whispered. I need protection. Guthan waved her off. We'll talk tomorrow. A man needs his rest for the chaos ahead. Dawn broke with a frantic knock. Tio Ut rushed in. his face pale with dread. Lord Guthon, you must take this letter to 𝒆𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒆𝒅 immediately. It's urgent. Haduang is in chaos. The great commander orders us to move out at once. At the courtyard, Trensungson sneered. Well, if it isn't our little failure. Back so soon? I heard you were humiliated at the capital. How does it feel to be a loser? Guthon fired back. Lost your masters, Trun? Is that why you're barking here like a stray? 𝒆𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒆𝒅 intervened. Enough. We have a crisis. Act like soldiers of the night vigil. A series of mysterious disappearances had struck the city. A dark omen was rising. Why send so many of us for a simple kidnapping? One officer grumbled in annoyance. Because the victim is the prefect's only son, the grandson of the Minister of Rights. Failure means death for us all. Move out, Thoi commanded as they charged forth. Inside the manor, Prefect Thum Zeonghuk was trembling. Lord Thoi, thank the heavens you're here. Calm yourself, Thoi urged. Why did you wait so many days to call us? Thum sighed deeply. I thought my elite guards could handle a simple kidnapping. I was wrong. Even my head constable, a legend in the underworld, is completely baffled by this case. The elite tracker bowed low. Greetings, Lord Choi. Here is the report on the 3-day-old mystery. Lord Shen and his servants vanished after dining at the Phoenix Tower. They entered a straw hut and never returned. Choi Tu-Kiet's eyes narrowed. Have you searched the tower? The tracker replied that every lead had been exhausted. The tavern staff and the young master's guards were all interrogated thoroughly. Yet, not a single clue was found. Choi Tu-Kiet spoke coldly. We will return to that tavern. Search again. Scour every corner for any trace. Go forth and investigate. Follow your instincts or follow me. The hunt for the missing lord has begun. Guthon pulled Constable Xiao aside. Speak the truth in private. 2 shadows moved away from the prying crowd. Guthon introduced himself with authority. Constable Xiao nodded. Lord Guthon, your reputation precedes you. I have shared all I know, Xiao said. What else could a master like you possibly want to uncover from this case? Guthon's gaze pierced through him. Something is missing from this disappearance. What was the hidden motive? Xiao sighed. We searched for a motive, but the victims simply vanished. It's as if they evaporated into thin air. I suspected a serial kidnapping ring. I checked every recent case in the region, but the trail ended in cold silence. In a city this vast, people vanish daily. Instead of the young master, we only found unrelated corpses and killers. Guthon smirked. This requires the night watch. Hand over the victim records, Constable. I need every detail, no matter how small. Xiao handed over the scrolls. Guthon's brothers gathered to analyze the data. Triu Tin Min scanned the names. At first, it looked like random misfortune. Then, he spotted a chilling pattern. 107 souls gone in 3 months. That's a 30% increase from last year. Look closely here. 67 victims share a dark fate. Their birth charts are dominated by yin energy. Some by month, some by hour. But Lord Shen is special. His chart is pure yin. Born on a yin day, month, and hour. Vuong Kai looked puzzled. Is a yin birth chart a curse? Why would anyone target these specific dates? Guthon's voice turned grim. Pure yin attracts demons and malevolent spirits. It is a feast for the damned. Triu Tin Min added darkly. Evil cultivators use such souls to fuel forbidden rituals and demonic arts. Vuong Ki realized the truth. So we hunt a sorcerer? Guthon nodded. Especially those posing as monks. Take Tuet with you, Xiao. His knowledge of the occult surpasses mine. Go and find the temple's secrets. Stay safe, Tia, Guthon warned. The 2 investigators vanished into the night. The next morning, they returned. Guthon looked up expectantly. What did you find? Tuat's face was pale with recognition. It's an old acquaintance, Tuat said. Guthon intervened. Is it Thulien Dong of Everspring Temple? Tuat gasped. How did you know? Guthon replied. It's the closest temple, and you said acquaintance. They stopped distributing spirit herbs recently. Claimed they were in seclusion. I knew that seclusion hid a darker purpose. Constable Xiao nodded grimly. Every missing person had visited the Everspring Temple just before they vanished. Guthon's eyes flashed with killing intent. Let's see what demons they're hiding. They arrived at the temple gates. This place is a sanctuary for the locals. Thousands come here to offer incense. It's the perfect camouflage for evil. It's also the place with the fewest leads. Inside, a priest was busy casting fortunes. Guthon stepped forward boldly. Priest Thu, we meet again. The priest's smile didn't reach his eyes. Why has Lord Gothon returned? I have questions for Master Kunat Tam. Is it convenient for us to meet? Gothon's hand rested on his blade. Wait in the guest hall, the priest said. I will inform my master immediately. Follow me, if you please. Rest for a moment, the master will come. Constable Xiao whispered to Gothon. That priest seems plagued by shadows. Gothon didn't look back. He's been hiding a secret since day one. His guilt reeks more than the incense. Master Kunat Tam entered the room. Welcome to the Everspring Temple, Lord Go. His presence was suffocatingly calm. Gothon went straight to the point. Are you aware of the missing young master? The air in the room grew cold. Kunat Tam nodded slowly. He came here to pray before he vanished. A truly tragic occurrence for the city. Gothon narrowed his eyes. He's too open about this. Is he really innocent? Or just arrogant? Kunat Tam sensed the suspicion. Does Lord Go suspect my holy temple? If so, feel free to search us. Gothon smiled, but his aura remained sharp. You misunderstand, Master Ku. How could this sacred place be involved? I apologize for the disturbance. But the truth is, rarely found on the surface. The game of cat and mouse begins. After bidding farewell, Gu Cheng began his departure. When Xiao Yi questioned the temple's mystery, Gu Cheng's gaze sharpened, promising a cold return. As darkness shrouded the land, Taoist Thu manipulated a hidden mechanism. A secret passage groaned open beneath the floor, revealing a path to madness. Deep within the earth, Chu Yixin waited. Master, you've arrived, he whispered, with a chilling reverence that signaled the start of a nightmare. 2 lifeless husks lay upon the ritual table. With a flick of his wrist, Chu Yixin forced a sinister, dark elixir into their cold maws. The corpses violently convulsed as crimson blood geysered from their eyes. Another failed experiment left Chu Yixin roaring in a state of absolute fury. Curse this failure! Chu screamed. Taoist Thu trembled, begging his master to abandon this dark path before the Tindati reached their doorstep. A brutal strike silenced the plea. Turn back? Chu hissed, his eyes burning with a zealot's fire. After the rivers of blood I've spilled? The eternal spring is my path to godhood, he roared. He had sacrificed everything, and he would not let his grand ambition crumble now. In just a few days, our sect will reign supreme as the ultimate power. The darkness in the room seemed to pulse with his words. Madness echoed in his laughter. Meanwhile, at the Tindati headquarters, Wang Qi burst into the room, clutching a stolen, blood-stained ledger. He slammed the documents down, panting. I found it! But why does the great commander need the records of the Changlak gang? Gu Cheng's eyes narrowed as he scanned the pages. The temple bought no herbs because they had already hoarded a massive, forbidden supply. This is impossible! Zhao Jingmin gasped. Chu Yixin himself went to purchase these? The scale of this operation is beyond any imagination. Yao Yao pointed to the list of ingredients. These components, they are designed to refine the 3 corpse worms, the ultimate forbidden art. This ancient evil devours the spiritual essence of the living, transforming innocent souls into mindless, immortal puppets of pure destruction and carnage. To craft such a curse requires a mountain of living sacrifices, Gu Cheng noted. This temple has become a factory of death and shadows. The serial disappearances. The puzzle is finally complete. Report this to the Grand Commander immediately. We march on the temple at dawn. Thoi Tu Kiet stood frozen in disbelief. Chu Yixin? The man I knew was a paragon of virtue. How could he fall so far? Gu Cheng asked about the man's past. Thoi Tu Kiet sighed, recalling a humble monk who preached the righteous path and the sacred Tao. He was a man of principles, Thoi muttered. A man who would never dare to violate the natural laws of life and death. The truth is colder than your memories, Gu Cheng countered. Every missing person was last seen within the shadows of the eternal spring. A person's birth stars are their most guarded secret. No one reveals them unless they are seeking a destiny they cannot reach alone. You mean they traded their souls for a false prophecy? Thoi asked. Gu Cheng nodded, his hand tightening on the hilt of his blade. The order was given. The night sentinels and the black armored guards mobilized, their iron march shaking the very foundations of Ha Duang. Within the temple's depths, Chu Yixin stood amidst a sea of corpses, his voice cracking as he screamed at the unmoving, rotting flesh. As the Tindati breached the gates, a panicked disciple blocked their path. Great lords, what is the meaning of this sudden intrusion? Move, Thoi Tu Kiet commanded, his voice like grinding stone. I am here to see just how virtuous Qi Yixin has truly become. The disciple stammered, claiming it was too late for visitors. Ignoring the excuses, 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅 pushed forward, sensing the stench of death. "You cannot enter! I will be punished!" the boy wailed. His cries were ignored as the warriors of justice descended into the dark abyss. Sensing the intrusion, Qiu Yixin emerged from the hidden chamber, his face a mask of calm that failed to hide his frantic eyes. "Step back, disciple," Qiu commanded. "If the Grand Commander visits my humble abode, I must wake from my slumber to greet him." "Cut the act!" 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅. "Explain your deal with the underworld and the forbidden 3 corpse worms you've been breeding in the dark." Qiu hesitated, his composure shattering. Suddenly, Taoist Thu rushed in, screaming in terror. "Master! The Grand Master, the Ancient One has returned to life." "What madness is this?" 𝒂𝒏 roared. "Your Grand Master has been rotting in the earth for over a decade. Who have you truly summoned?" Qiu's eyes glazed over with a terrifying devotion. "He lives," he whispered. "The progenitor of our bloodline has finally awakened from the void." The ground trembled as a colossal demonic corpse, 10 stories tall, loomed over the temple. It was a titan of rot and ancient malice. Qiu Yixin fell to his knees in worship. "I, your 23rd descendant, welcome the Grandmaster back to the realm of the living mortals." "Master, run!" Taoist Thu shrieked. "That thing isn't human. It hasn't returned to life, it has returned to consume everything in its path." Before Qiu could react, the titan's massive hand snatched him up. With a sickening crunch, his body was crushed into a bloody, unrecognizable pulp. 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅 grabbed a trembling disciple by the throat. "Speak! What demonic ritual have you unleashed upon this world? What is that monster?" "It was the Grandmaster's hunger for immortality," the boy sobbed. "A year ago, we found a hidden diary, a legacy of pure, unadulterated evil. The diary commanded that after 500 years, his descendants must exhume his body to unlock the secret of eternal, godlike ascension. They found a desiccated husk that still pulsed with a faint, malevolent heartbeat. Inside the coffin lay the forbidden Eternal Life Sutra. The scripture demanded a diet of pills and the blood of those born under the yin sign to fuel the Grandmaster's unholy resurrection. Under the Master's orders, we hunted them," he confessed. "We kidnapped the innocent to feed the undying hunger of a god-to-be, using yin-born souls to fuel an army of undead. They've accidentally birthed a nightmare." 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅 gasped in horror. "Is he insane?" Doan realized the grim truth. "A corpse demon," 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅 muttered. "Survive this, and the night guard is yours." "Still testing me?" she retorted. "Use fire. It's the monster's only weakness." 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅 roared, unleashing the great solar palm to incinerate the beast. The fire passed through harmlessly. "Wait, you said it feared fire? Why is it still standing?" "Your fire is too weak," Doan yelled. "It needs true divine heat to burn." The demon let out a bone-chilling roar, and legions of corpses clawed from the earth. "Fall back," 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅. "Hold the mountain pass. Don't let them reach the city." "Khotan! Take this token to the garrison. Mobilize the local army to intercept them." Khotan caught the token. For once, the old man was actually acting like a leader. "I won't let them pass," he vowed, sprinting toward the city with iron resolve. Reaching the outskirts, Khotan stormed the military gates, demanding to see the commander. General Tung Bin Trung appeared. "What business does the night guard have at this hour?" "The mountain has fallen," Khotan yelled. "The undead are coming. Deploy your troops now." He flashed the command token. Tung hesitated. "Understood, but I must inform the supervisor first." "A supervisor?" Khothan's eyes narrowed. "Since when does the army need a babysitter?" "Orders from above," Tung sighed. Inside, the supervisor was drowning in wine and ego. "Kill zombies? Now!" the drunkard spat. "Has everyone finally lost their damn minds?" Khothan's gaze turned lethal. "Sober up, old man. Disaster doesn't wait for your hangover." "You dare?" the supervisor shrieked. Khothan's hand tightened on his blade, a silent warning. Tung stepped between them. "Lord Ko, wait. This is Lord Hong Thuan-Nyep you're threatening." "I don't care about his name," Khothan growled. "Are you moving the troops or not?" Hong slammed his cup down. "Fine. But you're nothing but a dog of the state." Tung hurried out to mobilize. In this chaos, the military had no choice but to obey. Back at the mountain, the defenders were drowning in a sea of rising corpses. "There are too many," Doan cried, slashing through the endless tide of rot. "Centuries of dead are buried here," Tio panted. "The entire mountain is waking up. Kothon reappeared like a ghost, cutting through the mob. How's the line holding? We're being buried, Tingmin panted. No matter how many we kill, they keep coming. The army is coming with over 1,000 men, Kothon yelled. I'm heading for the peak. Be careful, Lord Ko, they shouted as he vanished into the dark mountain mist. Kothon charged upward, his heart cold. He had to end this nightmare at its source. Suddenly, Trun Sung Son blocked his path. That forbidden night Mara technique. Where did you get it? You're a traitor, he accused. Hiding the L'Occult's forbidden arts for your own gain, Kothon sneered. Hiding while your men die? You're the real disgrace here, old man. I'll report this. You'll be executed for treason, Tren shrieked, preparing a desperate spell. Always a dog? Kothon whispered. Do you want to know how this ends? Tren's face paled. Kothon, watch your status. I am your superior officer. Ever heard of silencing the witness? Kothon's aura exploded. Tren trembled. You wouldn't dare. Night Marabao, Kothon roared. Tren desperately summoned a flaming barrier, praying it would hold. The dark arrow pierced his heart instantly. He collapsed, his life fading into the dirt. Kothon didn't look back. At the peak, Thoi Tu Kiet was barely standing against the demon. Thu Liandong cried out in desperation. Lord Ko, please, help us stop this madness. Kothon's gaze was absolute ice. Your sect created this hell. Why should I help you? The priest cried. I failed to stop my master. Now I'll pay with my life. This pill was for the Patriarch's rebirth. Use it to devour 10,000 demons. It will fuel your divine ascension. I have a secret way to slay this zombie. Just shield me from its strikes. Do this, and the treasure is yours, Lord Ko. Kothon seized his collar. Why tell me now? He barked to Thoi Tu Kiet. He has a plan. We need support, Thoi Tu Kiet shouted. Then move, now. The commander unleashed his full might. Purple Sun Great Palm. Die, you monster. A massive strike pinned the zombie down. Kothon and the priest charged in. By the blood of the righteous, I summon the divine flame. Sacrifice for transcendence. The ritual ignited. Below, the defenders were exhausted, their spirits nearly broken. Vuong Ki panted. If the commander doesn't end this, we're all dead meat. Tuat clutched his last charms. We can only hold for 15 more minutes. Dan Dan collapsed from exhaustion. Behind them, the army was in total chaos. The cowardly Commander Hong panicked. The demons are coming. Everyone, protect me and retreat. A soldier pleaded. Sir, the Quiet Night Bureau is still holding the front. The elite zombie is pinned. We can win this. But Hong only snarled. He roared. I said retreat. Do you want to die by my hand instead? Wait, I must inform the Bureau. The commander screamed at the soldier's hesitation. He stepped out, shouting, Protect me as we withdraw. Anyone who stays is dead. The Bureau members froze. They're retreating? They've abandoned us without a single word. Vuong Kai cursed. Those bastards! They've left us here to be slaughtered by demons. 2-8 stepped forward. I'll use the Skyfire charm. Run when it explodes. Triu Tin Min screamed. Stop! That rank 5 charm will kill you. Tuat. It was a treasure of the 5th realm. Using it meant certain death. I'm not crazy. Tuat smiled. If I die, the rest of you live. Vuong Ki begged him to stop, but the young warrior's mind was set. My master gave his life for mine. Today, I fulfill my destiny. Tell Lord Kothon thank you for everything. Then, Tuat erupted in light. A violent explosion rocked the valley. Ko Than arrived to find only ash. Triu Tin Min wailed. He's dead, Lord Ko. Those cowards left him to die. Kothon stood frozen. Memories of Tuat's laughter shattered in his mind. The commander ordered a retreat. He abandoned us. The truth ignited a fury. Kothon's eyes turned murderous. Hong. Thursday. Ngiep. He hissed with cold rage. Triu Tin Min asked. He is the Imperial Commander. Must we just endure this? Vuong Kai roared. Tuat died for you. How can you just walk away? I am still too injured to kill. For now. Kothon walked away coldly. At the military camp, Songbin Trung paced nervously before the arrogant commander. Why retreat now? 10 more minutes and the zombie would have been slain. Hong snapped. I don't care about zombies. My life was at risk, Song sighed. But your retreat cost the life of a bureau member. Worse, he was a brother to Kothon of the Le County Bureau. Hong sneered. That brat who insulted me? What can he possibly do? He is a monster who rose to power in 6 months. He's ruthless. He wiped out sects and survived the wrath of rank 5 masters. Hong laughed. Would he dare kill me in my own camp? Song trembled. Fear not, my lord, the aide whispered. He is merely a lowly guard. Your status is his absolute law. Once he learns your background, his rage will turn to fear. Hong 𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅 merely nodded, his heart still racing. What if he strikes? Hong asked. Fear not. The White Cloud Taoist stands as our unbreakable shield tonight. Tongbin Trung watched the chaos. I feel unwell. The camp is yours to lead, Commander Hong. Do try. Hong slammed the table as the general left. Old fool. You, at least, understand who truly holds the power. Meanwhile, in a quiet room, Kothon meditated, his aura surging. Vung Ki entered with a heavy, worried heart. How is your recovery, my lord? Kothon opened his eyes. I've mended enough. You're here to stop me. Lord Thoi sent me. Vung Ki sighed. You must understand the terrifying power behind Hong 𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅 before you act. His father is General Hong Din Sun, a titan of the army. But the general secretly despises his own son. The real threat is his mother, an elder of the Black Tortoise sect. She guards him with absolute, deadly ferocity. A pregnancy injury ruined Hong's cultivation foundation. Out of guilt, she paved his path with pure, royal influence. He is a mortal waste protected by giants. Even the Grand Governor is a blood brother to his powerful sect. If this reaches the governor, the consequences will be dire. Kothon's expression remained colder than a winter grave. I know he's trash with a golden shield, Kothon muttered. But my comrade's blood demands a heavy price. Suddenly, a messenger arrived. I am 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅, aide to the commander. I bring a word of peace. Envoy. It was the same snake from earlier. He stepped inside, his eyes brimming with a false, sickeningly sweet arrogance. The incident was a mere mishap, he shrugged. Why let a commoner's death ruin a brilliant career like yours? The commander offers gold and a banquet to settle this. Peace is much more profitable than blood. Is it not? He gestured to a chest of shimmering gold. Kothon's killing intent suddenly exploded, shaking the entire recovery room. You certainly have a talent for stirring trouble, Kothon roared. His black steel arm moved like a lightning strike. With a sickening crunch, he crushed the messenger's throat. Feed his carcass to the dogs, the main character commanded. In the military camp, the White Cloud Taoist frowned. You used your father's name to summon me here? I had no choice, Hong cried out. Suddenly, a scout burst in, his face pale with pure, unadulterated terror. Kothon is here. The night patrol is at our gates. Hong's heart skipped. He screamed for his aide. 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅 is missing, my lord. Hearing this, Hong's blood ran cold. Taoist, you must save me. Please, I shall try, the Taoist sighed. Suddenly, the doors splintered. Kothon walked in, wreathed in dark, demonic energy. Still hiding? Kothon sneered. I thought you might run. But you actually found a little sacrificial shield. How dare a night patrol envoy slaughter so recklessly? The Taoist barked. Kothon didn't even blink his eyes. I haven't touched your men. I only want one head. Give me Hong, or die with him this day. I am Thu Chan of White Cloud Temple. Do not let your rage consume you, Kothon. Turn back now. He murdered my brother. Kothon's voice shook the camp. Where was your justice when he was dying? The law must judge him, Thu Chan insisted. Justice? Kothon laughed. I am the judge and the executioner. The Taoist channeled his qi. Then I cannot let you pass. Kothon's eyes turned pitch black, devouring light. Then watch me defy your heaven. Kothon unleashed the 5 vengeful ghosts. They shrieked through the cold air. Before the Taoist could move, the spirits swarmed Hong 𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅, devouring his soul and flesh in mere seconds. Hong turned into a hollow corpse instantly. Kothon recalled his ghosts, his cold gaze fixed on the Taoist. No one stops me from taking what I want, he stated. He turned away, leaving the camp in silence. Later, Kothon stood by Tioat's grave. The debt was paid, but the sorrow remained deep and heavy. Rest well, brother, he whispered. Trieu Tin Min handed him a small straw doll, Tioat's only remaining treasure. Lord Thoi appeared from the shadows. I knew your fiery temper would lead to this. You never were patient. Tioat was a good boy, always so full of hope. It's a rare thing in this dark world, Kothon whispered to the grave. It is done, Tioat. The commander is dead. Sleep in peace, brother. Trieu Tin Min stepped forward. My lord, This straw doll was his only possession. He cherished it deeply. Lord Thoy arrived, sighing at the scene. I knew your fiery temper would lead you to this bloody path. I saved that boy once. His optimism was a rare light. This time, I won't stand in your way. If I were 20 years younger, I'd have done the same. Consequences be damned, just like you. But do you fear the aftermath? Khotan smirked. The world is vast. Surely there's room for me. Lord Thoy laughed. Spoken like a true monster. Luck is on your side, kid. I have a solution. He handed Khotan a mysterious box. While Khotan was busy slaying the governor, fate moved. The Silent Night Bureau in the capital sent a messenger to Nam Kuyu. But a demon lair struck. Heavily wounded, the warrior failed. He gave me this golden pass to find a worthy replacement. Khothan's eyes gleamed. Perfect timing. But what's inside this box that requires the Bureau's elite? An amnesty decree, Thoy replied. Khothan froze, then bowed. I understand. My deepest thanks, Lord. His allies, Vung Ki and Tin Min, bowed low. May your path be paved with glory, brother. Doan Doan sighed. She'd finally found a powerful backer, only for him to vanish within 5 days. Deep within the Black Tortoise sect, a trembling disciple approached 𝒆𝒊𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒆𝒅's private chamber. Resting on her throne, she sensed the fear. Speak. What news brings you here, shivering like a rat? The disciple knelt, stammering. Your son is dead, murdered. She lunged, kicking him aside in fury. Impossible. Who dares touch my blood? She seized his throat, her murderous intent suffocating the room. Spare me. It was the master of Baekvun Temple who confirmed it. The disciple gasped for air. Her voice turned into a demonic growl. Khothan, I will tear your soul apart for this. Elsewhere, Ta Anchi roared. Khotan killed her son? And you sent him to Nam Kuyu? Thoy Tu Kiet bowed. Lord, the undead were swarming. I was blind to the boy's foolish death. The capital's guards were desperate. Among my men, only Khothan possessed the strength you once praised. I sent him to save the mission. I only learned of his bloody path after he departed. Suddenly, a scream pierced the air. Ta Anchi, hand over that murderer Khothan right now. Ta Anchi remained calm. Elder Bach, control your rage. He is already gone, heading to Nam Kuyu. You let my son's killer escape? Her fury erupted, her dark mana shaking the very foundations. If you do not bring me his head, this bureau will burn with my hatred, she snarled. She unleashed a wave of crushing pressure. Ta Anchi's eyes flashed with a cold, divine light. Enough! I respect your sect, but this is the Silent Night Bureau. You have no power here. She recoiled. Asterisk. He was hiding this much power? Asterisk. She quickly masked her shock with a fake apology. Forgive my outburst, Commander. But surely you can recall him? Bring the boy back to face justice. Too late. He's been gone 5 days. He is far beyond the borders of Donglam now. She gnashed her teeth in silent rage. Thoy smirked, but Ta Anchi quickly dismissed him coldly. At the Black Tortoise sect's outpost, Vice Master Doan Nguyen Kong received a secret, blood-stained letter. My son is dead. Khotan is hiding in Nam Kuyu. I am grounded, but you must act. Avenge him, Nguyen Kong. Kill Khothan for me. The plea burned with a mother's dark vengeance. Nguyen Kong summoned his disciple, Thua Kian. Empty the merchant coffers. Take every pill we have. Place a bounty on the black market. I want Khothan's head brought to me in a box. Thua Kian hesitated. Master, the sect leader hasn't authorized this. This is Elder Bach's personal grudge. Silence. If punishment comes, I will face it alone. Just find the killers and finish him. But he's a bureau officer. The underworld assassins might fear the government's wrath. Master, greed outweighs fear. Give them enough gold, and they would try to assassinate the heavens themselves. Thua Kian obeyed, wondering why his master would defy the sect for a woman who wasn't his. Nguyen Kong sighed. Tuvi, though you belong to another, I cannot refuse you. What a curse. At the gates of Lupdung, Khothan exhaled. Finally, a place to rest this weary body. He led his horse to an inn, but as he stepped inside, his instinct screamed, Danger! His blade sang as it left the scabbard. Show yourself! I know you're lurking in the shadows. A girl nearby gasped in terror. The hidden stalker cursed, realizing the prey had become the hunter. Gu turned to flee, but Gu Cheng's roar halted him. A single slash grounded the rat instantly. Why follow me? Gu Cheng demanded. The man stammered, I'm innocent. I wasn't watching you. Then why run? Gu Cheng scoffed. Can't a citizen run on the street? The coward replied. A cold blade touched his neck. Wait! It was Lord Wang Tuen and Mo Deng Qi. I'm just a messenger. They're hired killers from Guangning, hiding at the Five Unions Pavilion. At the pavilion, 2 assassins plotted. Our target is from the Night Guard? Big bounty. Is it a trap? One asked. The other laughed. I've killed Night Guard dogs before. If you're scared, leave. We'll split the gold. A dark tension filled the room. An old man entered. I'll handle him. Once he sleeps, he'll never wake again. A woman smirked. A rank 7 warrior? Let him die happily in my arms. You? A beauty? A man mocked. You're more like a common weed, woman. Wanna die? She screamed. Suddenly, boom. The door exploded into splinters. Gu Cheng stepped through the smoke. Why overthink it? Dying is quite simple. The assassins froze. Lord Gu is diligent, coming to us personally, the old man sneered. Suddenly, a shadow demon appeared. Its claws flashed, slitting the old man's throat instantly. Gu Cheng watched him fall. See? I told you. Killing is a simple task. Kill him! They roared. Gu Cheng unleashed the blood abyss sword and lunged forward. Steel clashed and bodies fell. The last one begged, Mercy! I'll signal the client. The signal flare pierced the sky. Thua Qian watched, whispering, That was fast. Is it over? Meanwhile, Gu Cheng sat calmly, sipping tea amidst the corpses. Sorry for the mess, old man. I'll pay for the repairs, Gu Cheng said. Don't worry, guest. They paid in advance, the innkeeper replied, trembling slightly. Got food? I'm hungry. Plenty. I'll bring our best dishes right away. Thua Qian burst in, smiling. He saw the carnage and paused. So many dead? Whatever. Where's Gu Cheng's head? I have the final payment ready. Gu Cheng looked up with a grin. The head is here. Come and take it. Thua Qian stumbled back in horror. You're Gu Cheng. It can't be. Gu Cheng stood, aura heavy. Who sent you? Why do you want me dead? Elder Bai Ziwei sent a letter. To our merchant group. And my master. Master Don Win Kong loves her. He'd betray the sect just for her favor. Take me to him, Gu Cheng commanded. They reached the manor in Guangning. Thua Qian rushed forward, screaming, Master, run! Gu Cheng is here to kill you. Gu Cheng's blade silenced him. He grabbed the traitor as Doan Win Kong emerged. Thua Qian? Doan gasped, staring at Gu Cheng. So, you are the brat. Doan Win Kong, right? Still a simp for a married woman after 30 years? In my world, we call you a pathetic lapdog. Gu Cheng lunged with fury. I wasn't going to interfere, Doan hissed. But now, you die by my hand. Frost energy erupted, freezing the blade. Dropping your sword already? Doan laughed. Gu Cheng smirked. I don't need a sword to crush a dog like you. His arm transformed into black steel. Doan's eyes widened. The black steel arm? One punch shattered Doan's chest. Too much trading, too little training. You're weak. Doan fell dead. Gu Cheng began looting. So many pills. What a haul. A commander gasped as his eyes widened in horror. The black steel arm. Kothan's fist punched straight through his chest. You spent too long acting as a merchant, and forgot the art of the kill. Kothan's voice was as cold as the grave. Duan Nguyen Kong died before he could scream. Kothan wandered the blood-soaked mansion, collecting his hard-earned spoils of war. Hidden among useless scrolls, a mysterious manuscript catches Kothan's eye. He gasps in shock. Sword techniques? It's a fragment, but its aura is immense. Time to leave this place. He'll study the phoenix art later. Kothan heads to a remote inn for rest. A hostess greets him warmly, but a rough voice sneers from the corner table. A brat playing hero? The man mocks. The hostess snaps at him instantly. Shut up or I'll bury you, she barks. Kothan calmly orders the house specialty. Bring your best dish, he says, then approaches the loudmouthed stranger at the table. Mind if I join you, brother? I am Ko Trong An. Your name? Cao and Do, a simple bandit. I rob the rich, but I never kill. Ko Than asks for an info broker. Cao and Do points to the boss lady. The nameless inn is the underworld's heart. Every secret in the province flows here. But a warning, don't flirt with Thu Ni Nuong. She is a rose with lethal thorns. Her backyard dogs only eat human flesh. Don't become their next meal, kid. Suddenly, a bloodied woman collapses at Kothan's feet, begging for her life. Save me. Lam will repay this debt to the Jingye Bureau forever. A thug bursts in, eyes wild. Stay out of this, kid, or die with her. Kothan stands, eyes cold. Pro tip. If you want to kill, stop talking and strike. The thug lunges in a rage. Kothan just smirks at the pathetic mad dog. With a flick of his wrist, a divine seal explodes. The thug dies instantly. The crowd gasps. The Sungmin demon. Killed in one blow? Who is this? Thuni Nuong sighs at the mess. Cleaning this floor costs 12 silver pieces. Lam pays and bows. Are you an elite from the Jingye Bureau, sir? How did you know? Kothan asks. She points to his unique demon-suppressing seal. Only masters know that art. You must be an officer from the outside world. I am Kothan, night patroller. Tell me, where can I find Mystic Yin Fire? Lam smiles. Her branch has a deadly mission with that treasure as a reward. The Mystic Yin Fire is rank 6. It's yours if you join our mission. They meet Commander Tucson. A 1,000-year tiger demon is terrorizing the mountains. The yellow rock demon hosts a feast. We'll steal his treasure during the party. Kothan and Kawando will infiltrate the feast as undercover demon guests. I am Tucson, Great Commander. Thank you for aiding the Jingye Bureau today. Tell me about the mission, Kothan says. Tucson explains the dangerous plan. The southern mountains are crawling with beasts. We must eliminate the Tiger King. He holds a legendary treasure. He's hosting a grand feast for his demonic birthday. Our men were slaughtered trying to take it. This time, we use stealth. Kothan and Kawando will disguise themselves as monsters to enter the lair. You will distract the demon lord while we strike from the shadows. Simple, right? Once we signal, you must retreat. We have everything planned for your escape. At midnight, the group departs. The air reeks of death and dark magic. Kawando trembles. Will these disguises really fool a 1,000-year-old monster? Tucson nods. The charms mask your scent. Just don't lose your cool. At the gates, a sentry hisses. You look too human to be here. Kothan manifests a dark steel arm, oozing terrifying demonic aura. Is this human enough? The sentry shivers. Enter, mighty zombie lords. Inside, Kawando whispers. Aren't you afraid of these hellish abominations? Make yourselves at home, the host greeted. Suddenly, a cry rang out. Master Huangshi has arrived. I'm honored you've joined my feast, the master laughed. Feast and drink. No need for formalities here. A demon eyed Kothan's group suspiciously. Why aren't you eating? This human flesh is top grade. Kothan replied coldly. We are Jiangshi. We only crave fresh blood. The demon blinked. Zombies? I've never seen your kind. Which mountain are you from? Kothan lied. Just crawled from a grave. Freshly risen? Yet you've mastered transformation? The demon pressed. Kothan didn't flinch. I was a dark cultivator in my past life. He sneered. I buried my arts with me. Got a problem? The demon mused. Wait. If you just woke up, how did you know it was the master's birthday? Name the local demons within 50 miles, or I'll know you're lying, the creature hissed. Too many questions, Kothan barked. His obsidian arm lashed out, crushing the demon's throat instantly. How dare you kill at the great immortal's feast? Another screamed. Kothan turned to the host. Master, this fool claimed only his lineage deserves the Huang name. It was an insult to you. I couldn't let his disrespect stand. Huangshi laughed. Well said. Someone reward this brother. As silver was brought, smoke suddenly billowed from Kothan's clothes. His eyes widened in shock. The human scent suppression charms were burning out. Huangshi's face twisted into a mask of rage. Humans? You dare trespass in my lair? He roared. You're from the Jingye Bureau, aren't you? None shall leave. You'll be the main course today. Kothan shouted. Break out, now. Kill them all, Huangshi ordered. They reached the exit, but a massive boulder blocked their path. Cow, uncursed. Those Jingye Bureau bastards. Fake charms and they've sealed the exit. We're trapped. The demon horde closed in, laughing. Heaven has delivered you to us. Prepare to die. Kothan stepped forward. Handle the small fry. I'll take the old fox myself. Let's go all out. As they clashed, Kothan realized Huangshi was a feral fox demon. The beast snarled. A mere fox? Kothan mocked. I'll show you a real god. He unleashed his 5 ghosts. His obsidian arm pulsed with dark power. Huangshi gasped. The blood demon's arm? What are you? The fox grabbed his arm, laughing. A single limb won't save you. Let me taste your divinity. You won't get the chance, Kothon sneered. It's over. A spectral arrow manifested behind him. The demon-slaying arrow pierced Huangxi's chest. He shrieked, What? What is this forbidden power? The 172nd divine art of the abyss, Kothon whispered. Cao An stared in awe. So powerful. The master is dead. The demons are fleeing. His comrade cheered. We can finally go home. Kothon turned, his gaze cold. Listen, we were used as sacrificial bait. We were meant to die. Can you swallow this humiliation? They roared. I'll kill the bastards who played us for fools. Then follow me, Kothon commanded. Elsewhere, Uyen-Lam urged Tiu-san to hurry. The demon might return. Tiu-san sneered. Those fools are strong enough to stall him for hours. He opened a jade box. The Crimson Moon Pearl, born from a 10,000-year demon bone. Success! Uyen-Lam breathed. Finally, it's ours. Let's leave this hell. Tiu-san nodded in agreement. Suddenly, Kothon's voice echoed like a death knell. Leaving so soon? Our debt isn't settled. You don't just owe us silver. You owe us your lives. Tiu-san paled, trembling in shock. How are you alive? You actually survived the great immortal's wrath? He stammered. Kothon smiled dangerously. That fox is already in hell. Tiu-san exploded with desperate aura. If you won't stay dead, I'll finish it myself. He lunged, a killing blow aimed at Kothon. Kothon's blade flashed like lightning, too slow. Tiu-san collapsed, blood pooling as he died. Uyen-Lam fell to her knees, sobbing. Kothon looked down. I knew you were poisonous. A woman's heart is the deadliest trap, he muttered. She begged. I was forced. Spare me. Speak the truth and live, Kothon demanded. Uyen-Lam nodded, her face pale with terror. Tiu-san was just a puppet, she whispered. The real mastermind is Commander Chao Nguyen. Namgi district was a bloodbath. General Fung Trunhai's Iron Legions finally drove the invaders back. But Uyen-Lam Prefecture paid the price, hundreds slaughtered. Shou Nguyen-Tio ignored the warnings to retreat. Power-hungry, the official suppressed his subordinate, Tio-san. Driven to madness, Tio-san chose cold betrayal. He murdered his lord in cold blood. Now, a fugitive, Tio-san sought refuge under General Fung. His ticket? Stealing the moon-red demon pearl from the old stone demon, a tribute for his master. Is that all? Kothon asked coldly. Uyen-Lam begged. Kothon turned to Koan-do. Handle the rest. As Koan-do nodded, Uyen-Lam screamed, I told you everything. Why kill me? They'll kill you, not me, Kothon replied. I'm just done being your savior. He walked away. 7 days later, Kothon paused by a stream. Namgi was barely 20 miles away. I'll reach it before dusk, he muttered. Suddenly, his jade pendant snapped, sinking into the water. He dove in, heart racing. It snapped on its own? This is an omen, a warning of death. He carried a decree for 𝒆𝒊𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒆𝒅. Had the war between the generals already ended? No, General 𝒆𝒊𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒆𝒅 wouldn't fall so easily. Or was this black jade hiding a secret? Suddenly, the jade flared with light. A voice echoed from within. Big brother Kothon. It was the straw effigy. Kothon's consciousness was pulled into the jade's mysterious inner domain. Mist swirled, forming the spirit of Tio-et. Brother? Is this the underworld? Am I dead? This is no hell, Kothon answered. It's my artifact. Tio-et gasped, realizing he survived. I owe you my life. Kothon frowned. Tio-et, how did you regain consciousness so fast? Tio-et scratched his head. It was blurry, but entering this space, everything became clear. Kothon turned to the trapped Taoist. Bring that old fraud to me. The 5 ghosts dragged him. Stay back, the Taoist shrieked. Kothon smirked. So, you've been acting this whole time? The Taoist prostrated, trembling. Holy Sovereign, mercy. This lowly one was blind to your divinity. I will be your slave. Just spare me. Tio-et blinked. Holy Sovereign? Is Big Brother a god? Even I don't know. Kothon mused. Why do you call me a holy sovereign? Old man. This space is a divine grotto, the Taoist gasped. Only a holy realm master could possess this. I was wrong before. No mere mortal could hold such power. You are a god reborn, a supreme being, reincarnated in a human vessel, using Kothon's body to walk the earth again. I am Kothon, he snapped. Tio-et, Ignore his lies. He glared at the Taoist. Quiet or die. The Taoist cowered in silence. Tio Et looked at Kothan. Brother, where are we heading now? Namgi, Kothan said. I must deliver a surrender decree to General 𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅. The war with Feng Chunhai is critical. Tio Et's face darkened. Feng Chunhai is a serpent. Don't fall for his traps, brother. Kothan nodded. I know. Stay in this jade for now. I'll find a way to forge you a new body. Tio Et bowed. Thank you, big brother. Kothan resumed his journey. He had to reach 𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅 before the shadows deepened. But doubt gnawed at him. What had Namgi become? Was this path the right one? He reached Quanglang City. It was a ghost town. No guards. Only the scent of decay. Beggars approached, skeletal and starving. 5 days without food. Please, master, help us. Kothan tossed them coins and moved on. Inside, he found the army, drunk and useless. 𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅 is a legendary general. Why is his camp a den of drunkards during wartime? He reached the mansion. I have a secret message from the capital for General 𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅. The guards exchanged a sinister look. Looking for 𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅, are you? Kothan narrowed his eyes. Is there a problem? They chuckled. Follow us. He's inside. The atmosphere was suffocating. He saw hounds in the shadows, their muzzles dripping with fresh blood. Who is this? A voice boomed. A guard bowed. Heavenly King. This brat says he's an envoy. Kothan's blood ran cold. Asterisk Heavenly King. Damn it. I've walked right into a trap. Asterisk. So this is the Heavenly King Feng Zhenhai? His army looks more like a pack of lawless thugs. These drunken fools are a disgrace. If they've taken over, has 𝒆𝒊𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅? Stay calm. Stay calm. I can't let my guard down now. Hey, you looking for 𝒆𝒊𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒅? Another bandit laughed. He must be here to deliver a surrender notice. How pathetic. A woman smirked. What a waste of such a handsome face. The old monk beside her cackled in agreement. Feng Zhenhai kicked a skull across the floor. Wake up, 𝒆𝒊𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒅. Someone has come to find you. He turned his cold gaze toward Gucheng. Give him your surrender order. I'll wait for his answer. Cat got your tongue? He can't accept it anymore. But you can join him in the afterlife. Take him outside and take his head. Wait, Gucheng shouted. I'm not here to deliver orders. I came to offer my loyalty to the Heavenly King. Fang sneered. Do you think I'm a fool? You only want to surrender because death is at your door. Gucheng bowed, hands clasped. I wouldn't dare lie. I'm not just a capital officer, but a scout from the East District. The governor betrayed my brothers for his own gain. I want his head on a silver platter. I only took this mission as a chance to reach you. The imperial court is a den of snakes. The system is rotten, and the law is a lie. They stole my future. Where else can I go? Gucheng held up his command token. I plan to use 𝒆𝒊𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒅s men to bring you vital intelligence. But your divine power is overwhelming. You've already slaughtered these imperial dogs. It's truly refreshing. The bandits whispered in shock. Is he for real? Such intense loyalty to our great king? Feng Zhenhai narrowed his eyes. Your words are sharp, but why should I trust a snake like you? A subordinate stepped forward. My lord, I can verify his truth with a secret technique. My disciple is stationed in the east. I can send my soul across the miles to check his story. Do it, Fang commanded. He glared at Gucheng. We'll see if your head stays on your shoulders. Gucheng kept a poker face. Thank God for my acting skills, he thought. Time for the final move. To show my sincerity, I brought a gift. I know you practice the 9 calamities demon art. I hunted the great demon myself to obtain this. Accept this Red Moon Demon Pearl, my king. Fang's eyes lit up with greed. The Red Moon Pearl? This is a rare treasure indeed. The scout returned and bowed. It's all true, my lord. This man caused a massive bloodbath back home. He murdered the governor's son and a top general. Even the holy sect is hunting him down. Feng Zhenhai laughed heartily. A true wolf in sheep's clothing. So you really have nowhere left to run. Welcome, little brother. Prepare a grand feast. We celebrate our new brother tonight. Gucheng bowed. Outside, Fang's son watched with narrow eyes. This man. He's too strange. After the banquet ended, a guard led Gucheng to his new quarters. Here is your room, Lord Gu. Your alcohol tolerance is terrifying. You don't seem drunk at all. Gucheng gave him a bag of gold. As soon as the guard left, he sensed a presence. Come out! Stop hiding in the shadows. You can't hide from me. A mysterious woman appeared from the dark. Does the king still doubt me? She smiled. Fang Zhenhai has no right to order me around. I came for you. I'm impressed you survived that pit of vipers. You're quite the genius. She pulled off her mask. Gu Cheng froze. Thu Ni Nuong, what are you doing here? Are you a spy for the imperial court? She laughed softly. I don't belong to them, nor do I belong to Fang Zhenhai. My organization only deals with the truly powerful. You can consider me a friend, for now. Gu Cheng looked at her skeptically. What I told Fang wasn't a total lie. The court betrayed me first. You're a suspicious one, Gu Cheng, she whispered. If I told Fang about that demon pearl, your life would be over in a heartbeat. So let's stop the games and talk business. You're playing a dangerous game under the king's wing. How long can you keep it up? Sincerity or trap? Plan your exit. The Empire's wrath is finally coming. How long will Fang Zhenhai survive? Join us. Let's topple him together. What's my profit? Why join you? Protection for you and your family. No choice. I am in, then. Smart. Here is Fang's secret intel. Wait. Our group is Trangtian. She vanished. Next day, the council. Analyzing the 8 Vajras all night. Fang's elite force. 8 great Vajras. First, Gao Jiande, rank 5 powerhouse. Second, Yunhai, rank 6 peak alchemist. Pirates and monks. All lethal allies. Cruel warriors serve the king's path. 7th, the vengeful witch Lam Tai Diep. Finally, Gao's lethal shadow, his son. The king enters. The hall trembles. The Ziji sect demands their blood money. Kothan saw the diplomatic storm brewing. Fang's brutes were useless in diplomacy. Heavenly King, let me handle them. The room froze. All eyes watched. What are your chances of success? 0. But I'll give my soul. The king laughed. It is yours. But suspicion grew in Gao's heart. Shadow him, he ordered his son. If he betrays us, kill him. Kothan arrived at the sect, meeting sect master To with coldness. The king agrees to your terms. But first, sign this new contract. The sect master gasped in shock. A masterstroke of manipulation has begun. Gotan met with Totuanke. The king sent me for terms. The guard confirmed Kao's high rank. The king values Ko's immense talent. I have heard much of you. We agree, but need your signature. Totuanke was stunned by news. Read the contract. Any concerns, master? The sect master began reading intently. The profit is slim, but it matters not. As long as they swallow the bait, the trap is set. Lord Gu, you are a mastermind. This contract is perfection. Men, return the scroll to him. Gu Cheng smirked. Keep it. Once the sect leader signs and the heavenly king agrees, destiny is sealed. Totonko stamped the seal greedily. Gu Cheng's shadow whispered, the king will never accept this deal. My lord, you've sabotaged the heavenly king's grand design. Do you realize what you've done? Gu Cheng's eyes flashed with dark intent. Patience. The real carnage is only just beginning. He shredded the contract into the wind, keeping only the stamped void. Next stop, the House of Flowers. A brothel? But the mission isn't finished. Gu Cheng chuckled softly. Don't rush the inevitable, fool. A honeyed voice welcomed them. First-timers? You've arrived just in time for the monthly courtesan trials. Behold, our next contestant, Tichnya, a man scoffed. Her? She's ancient. Why is she on stage? 10 years ago she was queen. Now, she's a relic. Shh. Young Master Vuong has unique tastes. Vuong Lam's eyes burned with cold fury. Who dares insult my Tichna? Give her 1,000 flowers. The crowd gasped. 1,000 silver. A fortune wasted on a fading bloom for a simple whim. Lu Ni Kao sneered. Does the young master miss his mother's milk? We prefer the fresh buds here. Go home and cry to your mommy, little boy. The brothel erupted in mocking, cruel laughter. Vuong Lam roared. Lu Ni Kao, I'll spend my gold how I please. You're just a stingy rat. Stingy? I've gifted Lady Lan Huang 5,000 flowers already. The crowd cheered for the big spender. Truly, Lord Lu is a god of wealth. Fuming, Vuong Lam barked. Then give me 6. His servant pulled his sleeve. Master, stop. We're bankrupt. Your monthly allowance is completely drained. Lu Ni Kao laughed until he wheezed. Look at the little lordling. Can't even afford a smile. Go beg your father for scraps before he whips you. Then, a cold voice cut through. 10,000 flowers for Lady Tichnya. The room froze. A newcomer had just shattered the record. Lu Nikao glared at Gu Cheng. Where did this brat come from? You looking for a grave? Gu Cheng slammed a token onto the table. Lu's guard turned pale. That's Phuong Tran Hai's crest. Lu fled in terror. Vuong Lam bowed deeply. Brother, thank you for saving my pride. You understand. Art. I wouldn't call it art, Gu Cheng replied. But overripe fruit always tastes sweeter than bitter green ones. Vuong Lam beamed. A true connoisseur. I am Vuong Lam of the prestigious Vuong clan. Your name? I am but a humble servant of the Heavenly King, Gu Cheng said. Gu Cheng, at your service. The Vuong clan holds the strings of Nam Ngi. If you ever need a favor, just ask. Gu Cheng's gaze turned sharp. The great Vuong clan, legendary enough to echo through 10,000 generations. Tell me, does your father, Vuong Cao, still lead the family with such blind confidence? Indeed, he is my sire. Gu Cheng leaned in. Since we are friends, here is some advice. Convince your father to move the entire clan out of Namgi. Immediately. Do not hesitate. He won't listen to his son. So use the merchant fleets. Disappear for 18 months. Then return. Vuong Lam's smile vanished. Move the clan? What are you saying? Is my family in danger? Some truths are too heavy for words, Gu Cheng whispered. My position forbids me from saying more. I have already said too much. Farewell, Brother Vuong. He turned, his silhouette lost in the shadows. The madam blocked his path. My lord, Tixnya won the crown. She is waiting in her chambers. Give that honor to young Master Vuong, Gu Cheng said, leaving a single envelope on the table. Vuong Lam stared at the letter. What is his game? His servant shook his head in confusion. He left this behind, master. Vuong Lam grabbed it and rushed home to his father's study. Vuong Cao's hands trembled as he saw the seal. The Tu Kuk sect's mark. This is authentic. Only the Heavenly King's stamp is missing. Why would Gu Cheng warn us to flee our home? Vuong Cao's face went ghostly white. The Tu Kuk sect plans to slaughter us all for our wealth. They'll split our blood money with the king to seize control of the entire Namgi martial world. Escape is our only choice. Vuong Cao panicked. The Ziji sect's power equals mine, and with Fang Zhenhai, Namgi has fallen. We face certain death. Vuong Cao suddenly paused. Wait. You met Gu Cheng at noon? Why are you only home now? Wang Lin stammered, failing to lie. Vuong Cao's rage finally boiled over. You worthless trash! Crawling back to that brothel girl's bed again? A sharp slap echoed through the room. Wang Lin crumbled into tears. Father, stop! I was wrong. Vuong Cao sighed. Go. Invite Gu Cheng tonight. Settle this, and I'll grant you 10,000 gold monthly. You can squander it however you please. Leave it to me, father. Wang Lin swaggered out, his arrogance returning as he wandered the night streets. A man of charm is never alone, he muttered. Like a midnight bloom, my scent attracts every beauty. Liu Ergu appeared, sneering. Oh, if it isn't the young master. So broke he survives on scraps? Idiots, Wang Lin barked. Tomorrow, I'm buying out the entire Jade Pavilion. Every single expense is on me. Keep bragging, Liu Ergu laughed. While you talk, your own house is being picked clean by thieves. He pointed at two shadows scaling the Wang walls. Wang Lin roared. Who dares trespass on my domain? The thieves fled in terror. Wang Lin lunged, his movements fueled by desperate rage to prove his strength. A single kick sent one thief crashing to the ground, dead. Murder. The Wang heir has killed someone. I didn't mean to, Wang Lin whispered. Gu Cheng watched from the shadows, his eyes cold and calculating. Everything is unfolding perfectly. The next day, Gu Cheng arrived at the mansion, greeted by a terrified Wang Lin. Brother Gu, save me. I'm a murderer. Gu Cheng played the part of the concerned friend perfectly. Calm yourself, Brother Wang. It was an accident. Wang Cao approached, offering a parchment with trembling hands. The agreement you left behind. Gu Cheng smirked. I assume you've read the terms, Patriarch Wang? Please, forgive my earlier blindness. Wang Cao bowed low. Guide my family through this storm, I beg you. Gu Cheng helped him up. For my brother's sake, I shall assist you. But listen closely to my words. Your pact with Ziji is a death sentence. But other small sects share your fear of extinction. Unite them. Form a coalition against Ziji. The Heavenly King won't touch you if you aren't alone. Brilliant. Wang Cao beamed. I'll spread the news immediately. Thank you for showing us the way, Brother Gu. At the ZG sect, Su To and Co. roared in fury. What? The Wangs are rallying sects against us? Indeed. Gu Cheng lied smoothly. The Heavenly King is deeply disappointed in your inability to control them. But my disciple was killed, Su Tongko protested. Gu Cheng's gaze turned sharp, freezing the air. Wang Kao protects his son like a god. To save him, he will burn everything. Can you handle that? Su Tongko hesitated. But you told me to watch them, to see if they would betray the sect. Gu Cheng's brow furrowed. Are you attempting to shift the blame onto me, sect leader Su? No, I'm lost. Gu Cheng leaned in. There is a way out of this nightmare. Help me, Brother Gu. Wang Kao has gathered a massive force. They mean to crush my sect entirely. Stand up, sect leader. I will speak to the Heavenly King on your behalf. I'll frame the Wangs. I'll claim they are the ones rebelling. Under the King's shadow, they won't dare lift a finger against you. Su Tongko nodded frantically. Yes, please, do it. I'll owe you everything for this protection. One more thing, Gu Cheng added. The previous benefits and shares. You must forfeit them all to the king. Survival is enough, Su Tongko cried. How could I ask for profit when our lives are at stake? Gu Cheng smiled. A wise choice. I shall inform the Heavenly King. Do not worry anymore, sect leader. Su Tongko bowed, his fate now entirely in the hands of the young man walking away. Outside, Gu Cheng's guard chuckled. Lord Gu, your genius is terrifying. I am truly in awe of you. Back at the palace, the guard detailed the masterful manipulation. He settled both sides without breaking a sweat. That simple? Fang Zhenhai roared with laughter, slamming the table. I knew I chose the right person. The Wangs and ZG have sent massive tributes as thanks, Fang Zhenhai smirked. Accept every single coin. Now that the pawns are settled, let's talk business. Master Van Hai, step forward and speak. Van Hai bowed. Namngi district is now under our rule, but a tide of demons is rising. Since the Imperial Guard retreated, chaos has engulfed the county, and monsters are emerging to feast. Entire towns have fallen to the demonic swarm. This grim news finally reached the Heavenly King. Should we intervene, or let them burn? Cao Qinduk scoffed. Heavenly King, this is beneath us. Feng Chenhai questioned his logic. Cao Qinduk argued. We just seized Namngi County. Our foundation is weak. We must focus on expanding our own power first, he insisted coldly. Feng Chenhai turned to his veteran ally. Lao Huang, what is your take on this massacre? Lao Huang sighed. My men are masters of water. We aren't suited to hunt land-dwelling demons. The others bowed, leaving the decision to the king. Finally, he looked toward the silent Kothan. Kothan, the former Tindati officer, spoke firmly. To stop this, we must annihilate their nests. Cao Qianduk glared, but Lian Kimdok roared. Who are you to speak, you lowly newcomer? Is this a place for a stray dog to bark? He sneered, trying to suppress the young warrior. Kothan countered. The king asked, and I answered. Who are you to silence his command? Enough, the king thundered. Silence. Kothan, give me a reason why we should act now. For 2 reasons, duty and power, Kothan stated. We now rule Namgi as its masters. To shed the title of werebles, we must protect this land. More importantly, for your own path. Your heavenly demon art requires divine catalysts. Those demon cores are the keys to your ascension. The king smiled. Excellent. We shall outperform the empire. Mong Sun, Lam Tai Diep, Ling Kiem Dok. You 3 will follow Ko Than's lead. As they departed, Ko Than spotted a man lounging nearby. Which way to Kuanglung City? Ko Than asked. The man grunted. Move along, kid. I'm a bandit. Ko Than smirked. Plan on robbing me? The man froze. Ko Than, what are you doing here? It was Hoan Do, his old acquaintance. Ko Tang replied, I'm working with Feng Chenhai now, but I don't trust his shadows. I need blades I can rely on. Will you join me? Ko Ando laughed. Count me in, but I have a friend you know. Can he come? Jundung Gui, right? Ko Tan guessed. Ko Ando nodded. The poor kids had it rough. Bring him to the general's manor tomorrow noon, Ko Than commanded before heading back to base. The next day, Ko Than arrived ready. Lien Kim Dok barked, You're late. How dare you stall us? If the great lord is so impatient, he should have left alone. Ko Than replied with ice. You brat! Lien Kim Dok hissed. Mong Sun stepped in, peace. We are here to kill demons. The group mounted their steeds, riding toward the dark mountains where death awaited them all. On the road, Chandungqui whispered, Khotan, how strong is that arrogant prick, really? A 6th rank warrior, Khotan noted. Powerful, yes, but his pride will be his ultimate downfall. Chandungqui gripped his hilt. Should we test him? Khotan smiled. Only when the time's right. They reached the outskirts of Namgi. The stench of rot was heavy. Corpses littered the ground. The blood is fresh, 𝒏𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒓𝒆𝒅 observed. The demons struck yesterday. We missed the slaughter. Khotan noticed a giant bell vibrating. With a devastating kick, he shattered the iron shell. A hideous demon crawled out, trembling. Mercy! I didn't kill them. I'm just a scavenger. Khotan gripped its throat. Where did the killers go? Speak, or I'll devour your soul. They took prisoners to sunken Immortal Valley. 3 demon lords lead them, over 400 strong. 2 Kyung, the headless witch, and the blood prince. Khotan nodded, then crushed its skull. I said I wouldn't lie to you, Khotan whispered to the corpse. I never promised mercy. The leaders are likely peak 6th rank, Khotan analyzed. We must strike while they feast. We'll surround the valley and wipe them out in one move. Mongsun and 𝒏𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒓𝒆𝒅 agreed. Khotan looked at the silent Lien Kim-dok. Are you coming, or do you prefer to hide? The official just huffed in anger. Khoan-do spat. Even a bandit has more manners. Khothan's eyes gleamed with a dark, predatory light. Don't worry. He'll learn his lesson soon. Within the depths of Immortal's Valley, Ziquang glared at his prey. Just eat them alive already. The Blood Prince snarled. Old zombie, stop acting like a starving ghost at every corpse, Ziquang snapped back. Shut your mouth and just eat. His subordinates nodded with hungry eyes. Suddenly, a headless witch drifted forward, her voice chilling the very air around them. Had your fill. These mortals are weak. Bring me cultivators. The night watchmen have all fled the imperial court like cowards. That bandit king holds power now. I hunger for him, but he is out of reach. The Blood Prince lamented darkly. True. You lost your head long ago. Just drink your fill and stay hidden. Suddenly, a rain of arrows hissed through the air. Ambush! The Blood Prince roared. Ziquang spotted Khothan's group and grinned. Fresh meat has delivered itself to our table. Cultivators for dessert. Follow me. 2 zombies lunged forward. Lien Kim-dok drew his blade with a cold, metallic ring. I will handle these rotting corpses, he shouted, charging in. Khothan, help me! I cannot hold them much longer, 𝒏𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒓𝒆𝒅 cried. Khothan turned to Khoan-do. Watch your backs, I am heading in. As he approached, the Blood Prince unleashed a murderous aura. A mere 7th rank brat? You seek death! The demon lunged. But Khothan tossed a glowing talisman that coiled like a serpent. A massive explosion rocked the valley. The Blood Prince recoiled in shock. So, a real challenger appears. I wonder, if your flesh tastes as good as your spirit. Khothan smirked. We will see who devours whom. He turned to 𝒏𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒓𝒆𝒅. Assist Mongsun with the headless witch. This monster is mine. With a burst of speed, he clashed with the Blood Prince. After a brutal exchange, Khothan's blade flashed, severing the Blood Prince's head. 𝒏𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒓𝒆𝒅 rushed to his side quickly. Brother Ko, are you hurt? She asked breathlessly. I am fine, he replied, cleaning his blade. What about the others? Lien killed Ziquang. Mongsun and I finished the witch. The lesser ghouls have all been purged from the valley, she reported. Mongsun approached, wiping blood from his brow. Lucky we have monsters like you and Lien. Otherwise, this would have been a massacre. These demons were no small fry, he added. Khothan looked at him with concern. Are you injured, brother? Just a scratch from that witch. Let us clear the remaining nests around this cursed valley and move out, Mongsun suggested. Agreed. We report back immediately. Khothan nodded. Nearby, a crimson bat fluttered into a dark cave, landing before an ancient figure. Godfather, your son begs for justice, the bat cried. The old man opened his eyes, cold and piercing. Speak. What has happened? My body was destroyed. 500 years of cultivation gone. Ziquang is dead, the old man hissed. Who dared do this? Men serving the heavenly king. They are ruthless. The old man rose. It has been too long since I walked the earth. Time to stretch my old bones. Open the ghost realm. Let darkness shroud the world. Today, we feast on human flesh. Back at the valley, Mongsun approached Khothan. The area is cleared. It is time for us to withdraw, brother. Let us head back, Khothan agreed. Khoan-do grinned. I am going to drown myself in wine tonight. But then, a swarm of demons blotted out the sky. The old man stepped forward. Enjoy yourselves, my children. Devour them all. Kothan frowned, sensing the overwhelming pressure. Who is this governor of the North Mountain? Have you heard of him? I do not know, Mongson replied grimly. The southern lands are home to 10,000 demons. This one is dangerous. We need an opening to escape. The crimson bat shrieked beside the old man. That is them, Godfather. Make them suffer. They shall wish for death. The bat hissed. Kothan realized the truth. So, you survived? You should have stayed hidden. The old man's roar shook the earth. Arrogant mortals. You dared to invade my domain. Now, you will become my sustenance. Eat them. Skin them alive. The lesser demons howled, surging forward like a black tide of pure death. Fall back. To the center, now, Mongson commanded. He raised an artifact. Heaven's might. Illuminate the dark netherworld. A divine medallion soared into the air, its light paralyzing the demon horde. The old man gasped. The Zhengyi command? That legacy was lost centuries ago. How do you possess it? Then, he let out a mocking laugh. Wait. You are no true heir. This seal can only suppress me for a single moment. Tu Wiem turned to Mongson, his face pale with worry. Brother, how long can you hold it? Mongson gritted his teeth. He saw through it. We have enough time to run. Kill them all, the old man commanded. The demons cackled, lunging forward. It has been too long since we tasted blood. I can only hold the old monster back. The rest are on us, Mongson yelled. Fight as we retreat. Kothan took command. I will take the spearmen. Mongson and Tai Diep handle the four-armed beast. Lien Kiem Dok, you. But as they turned, Lien Kiem Dok was already gone. A faint voice echoed from the distance. Fighting that? No thank you. That coward ran away. Mongson spat in fury. If we survive, the Heavenly King will hear of this treachery. Concentrate, we are pulling out, Kothan shouted, parrying a lethal strike. His power was far beyond what he had imagined. Is this beast really rank 6? It feels like a mindless puppet. Time to test it with an explosive charm. The blast distracted him. Kothan dragged the ghost into the jade dimension. Entering the rift, he demanded answers. The ghost knelt, his mind restored. General Tunjian greets his master. The sacred space had shattered the curse. The ghost magistrate's brand had vanished. Thank you for saving my soul, Lord. Kothan studied the warrior's aura. You possess the steel of a soldier. Tunjian nodded. I was the border general. 7 centuries ago, my own brothers betrayed me. My corpse rotted in the valley of eternal darkness. I was buried beneath 10,000 mountains. The ghost magistrate found my remains. He sealed my spirit with forbidden arts. I became his mindless killing machine, until now. Li Nyo Thong was a corrupt ruler. 300 years ago, he bled the province dry. A tyrant hiding from the emperor's eyes. He lived a century of depravity. Before death, he traded his humanity for demonic power. He buried concubines alive to fuel his ascension. He built a necrotic palace in the deep mountains. He is the rank 6 peak magistrate of hell. Kothan narrowed his eyes, seeking a flaw. Does this monster have a weakness? Tunjian whispered. His cultivation is incomplete. His essence is hidden outside his body. His blood remains in a stone idol, hidden in a ruined temple, fed by his kin's incense. It sustains his rotting soul. Smash the statue. Burn his black heart. Only then will his spirit truly wither. Kothan nodded. Return to him as a mole. We shall strike from both the inside and out. The general vanished into the shadows. Little did the tyrant know, his most loyal weapon was now a traitor. Xiao Yi and the old priest arrived. Follow the general, Kothan commanded. Our forces are finally in position. Kothan's fist tightened. Today, the demon and the traitor inspector die together. Elsewhere, fury was boiling over. Lam Thai Diep pointed a trembling finger at Lien. Did you plan to leave us for dead? Kothan is gone because of your cowardice. Mongson growled in rage. I sacrificed my own cultivation to save our brothers. While you ran like a frightened dog, Inspector Lien sneered. That ghost was rank 5. I stayed alive while you fools chose death. Suddenly, a voice cut through the air. I've found you at last. Kothan stepped out from the mist. Safe, sound, and ready for blood. I have the monster's weakness. Are you sure? Mongson asked. 70%, Kothan replied coldly. 𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅 grinned. Then let's hunt. My spirit bugs are hungry for vengeance. They marched toward the ruined temple. A guard blocked their path. This is sacred ground. Begone! Mongson stepped forward, voice booming. We are here for the headmaster. Tell the descendant of Li Nyothong we have arrived. The guard paled and ran inside. Huando whispered to Kothan, to think the tyrant's kin rules a holy temple. Corruption had truly rotted this land. The headmaster appeared, smug and arrogant. Who dares interrupt my ancestral prayers? Kothan's eyes blazed with divine fire. Your ancestor is the ghost magistrate, the one who devours souls in the mountains. The headmaster staggered back in shock. How do you know our secret? Kothan didn't answer. Slay them all, he roared. The temple became a battlefield. I am under the protection of Lord Cao. The headmaster screamed for mercy. Inspector Lin froze. You serve Lord Cao? I know you. You are his secret contact. Lian blocked the path. Stop. You cannot touch this man. We must find another way. Kothan laughed, a sound like cracking ice. Another way? While he breeds demons? Move or die with him. Koendo's blade flashed like lightning. The corrupt headmaster's head hit the floor. No more deals with devils. Lian reached for his sword, but Mongson blocked him. Don't make a mistake, Inspector, or you won't live to see tomorrow. They smashed the stone idol. Foul blood erupted from within. The ritual of 300 years was broken. Deep in the mountain of death, Li Nyothong sat upon his throne of skulls. Why have the humans not been brought to me? The ghost generals bowed in fear. Suddenly, the magistrate clutched his chest. A scream of agony tore through the halls. My blood. Who has dared touch my life force? His soul felt like it was being scorched by suns. His reign was crumbling. A messenger lunged into the throne room. My lord, the gates have been breached. The hunt for the god of ghosts has begun. Just you wait, Mongson hissed. We'll shatter Li Nyothong's statue and reclaim the blood sealed for 300 years. Yet, the grudge remained unchanged. Elsewhere, Li Nyothong roared at his 3 great demon generals. You let them escape? Bring them back alive, or else. The generals bowed low, voices shaking the abyss. By your command, Great One. Suddenly, Li Nyothong clutched his heart, howling in agony. My blood. Who dares desecrate my sacred blood? He shrieked. Those insects destroyed my idol. Suddenly, a guard screamed, Governor, the gates to the Forbidden Palace have been breached. The ghost governor panicked. Fall back! Block them all! He screamed while fleeing into the shadows. Lian Jiandu seized a minion. Speak. Where is the demon's treasure? His greed burned brighter than his blade. The creature begged for mercy. Spare me. I'll lead you there. Mongson watched the traitor depart. He's hunting for treasures to bribe the king. That snake Lian Jiandu. Kothan just smiled coldly. Let him go. Glory won't escape us. Suddenly, the governor's demonic horde surged forth. The true slaughter began. We're abandoned, Mongson cursed. That coward Lian Jiandu ran away. Kothan remained unshakable. I'll crush the spearmen. You 3 handle the rest. Kothan charged like a storm. Don't fall behind, 𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅 shouted. Our brother is facing the strongest. Wipe them out. The old Taoist trembled in the dark. Will he really fall for this trap? He whispered to Tuat. Kothan is never wrong. Are you scared of a mortal, old man? Tuat teased him. I'm not scared of him, but this place, it's crawling with ghosts. The Taoist shivered. You are a ghost, Tuat hissed. Silence. The target has arrived. Lian Jiandu walked right in. An ambush? How pathetic. Begone, you filthy wandering souls. Lian Jiandu drew his steel. One strike, and the Taoist collapsed. Is this all? Where are your reinforcements? He sneered with arrogance. Tan Jian emerged from the darkness. Only one more? You still aren't enough to stop me. Kothan finally stepped forward. You've dared to collude with demons. Lian Jiandu's eyes blazed. I'll bring your head to the king, he roared, lunging with lethal intent. Death was in the air. Tan Jian parried the killing blow. I knew you were rotten. To think you'd betray us for demons. Kothan unsheathed his blade. Cold light reflected in his eyes. Your journey ends here, Lian Dainyan. Watch from the heavens as you die. A flash of silver severed the silence. The strike was absolute. Agony! His right arm hit the dirt. You think I need 2 hands? Lian Jiandu howled in rage. He swung his left, unleashing a final art. Kothan countered with the 9 phoenixes. The sky trembled. Blades crossed, then a body fell. Lien Jiandu was dead. Kothan stood over the corpse. Kill the minion and raid the palace. I must return to finish the governor. Kothan vanished instantly. Understood, brother. Clean out every treasure they have. Tuat moved like lightning. It's over, 𝒏𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅 reported. We've cleared the path. Are you injured, Kothan? I used my trump card to win. The general is dead, but I'm drained. Kothan panted heavily. The governor is wounded and fleeing. Don't let him escape. They surged into the North Mountain. Faster! Move faster! The governor screamed. His sedan raced through the dark woods. He was terrified. They've stopped chasing us, master. Good. Once I heal, I'll turn them all into puppets. He vowed revenge. Suddenly, a sword pierced through the roof. I'm here, Ghost Governor. Kothan dropped from above. You think a brat can kill me? The governor roared, releasing his dark aura. A final stand began. Heavenly light, purge the darkness. Mongsun's sealing spell locked him down. The demon was trapped. Strike now. Finish it. Triple souls unleashed their ultimate power. The air itself exploded. Boom! The governor disintegrated into ash. His evil soul was finally extinguished. Victory was theirs. All that talk for nothing, Mongsun spat. Search the palace for his stash, Kothan commanded. I bet that rat Lian took the best stuff. He probably looted it all already, 𝒏𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅 grumbled. Doesn't matter. The king wants results. Let's head back. Kothan nodded, looking ahead. The ghost governor is slain, your majesty. All resources have been secured. Mongsun bowed low. Lien Jiandu went rogue during the raid. We lost his trail in the palace. The report was seamless. You lost him? Cao Qianduk roared in fury. Don't lie to me, brat. Enough! The king's voice thundered. Diviner, see the truth of his fate. All fell silent. The stars have faded for him. Lien Jiandu is dead. The diviner's words were final. Cao Qianduk trembled with murderous rage. His eyes locked onto Kothan. Revenge was coming. He is gone. Who is worthy? A seat in the 8 Vajras is now vacant. Who will rise? Heavenly King, the Lord of Swords has barely turned cold. Is such haste truly wise? The 8 Vajras are our pillars. My word is law. Enough, Mongsun. My mind is set. Then, I nominate Kothan. He purged the border demons and executed the ghost governor himself. 𝒏𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅 agreed, but Cao Qianduk roared. A rookie among the Vajras? I refuse. Kothan bowed humbly. I lack the experience and strength for such a title. I cannot accept, the king countered. The empire is rotten. Here, only raw power dictates your status and destiny. From this moment, Kothan shall rise as one of my 8 great Vajras. None shall object. Cao Qianduk fumed. I am not convinced. He stormed out, his face twisted in silent rage. The room buzzed with whispers. Cao Qianduk looked as if he had swallowed deadly poison. In private, Tuat revealed a relic from the ghost governor's tomb. The candle dragon stirred. A knock echoed. It was Mongsun. Brother, why such a feast? What is your true intent? Kothan smiled. I simply wished to thank the great Taoist for his recommendation today. Mongsun leaned in. Tell me, what do you truly think of our heavenly king? Kothan replied, a bold leader who values merit. Mongsun narrowed his eyes in suspicion. Mongsun sighed. They are just mountain bandits. This rebellion will never reach the heavens. Kothan smirked. Aren't you afraid I'll report your treasonous words to the king himself? Mongsun laughed. A man who bleeds for his brothers wouldn't stoop to such petty betrayal. Suddenly, a messenger arrived. Lord Kothan, the heavenly king summons everyone for an urgent council. Tension filled the hall as the leaders gathered. What could be so urgent? They whispered. The king sighed. Our war chest is empty. We need gold, and we need it now. The room fell silent until Kothan stepped forward. My lord, I have a solution. Tax the wealthy martial clans of Namgi. Their coffers are overflowing with hidden riches. The king frowned. They will resist, Kothan replied. Yes, but it is the fastest way. Proceed. This task is yours. But 𝒏𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅 interjected. I shall go to assist him. Kothan saw the greed in his eyes. He just wants to snatch the rewards. The king knew 𝒏𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅 was a spy sent to monitor the rising star, Kothan. Then it is settled. Go. Kothan bowed, preparing for the storm he had just unleashed. The next day, 𝒏𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅 announced, a 30% tax, Pay up or face our wrath. The clans erupted in fury. 30%? Even the emperor wasn't this cruel and heartless, 𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅 barked. The rebellion rules Namni now. Your old laws mean nothing to us. I will personally inspect every ledger. Hide a single coin, and you will pay in blood. Clan leaders begged Kothon for mercy. This tax is a death sentence, they cried out. Kothon sighed. 𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒅 has powerful backing. My hands are tied, for now at least. He watched the chaos unfold, hiding his true intentions behind a mask of cold indifference. Suddenly, a soldier burst in. Lord Kothon, emergency. Rebels from Tai Kang have struck. They've kidnapped our men. The king has already mobilized. Kothon's eyes blazed with fury. The hunt begins. Lead the way. Like and subscribe to see the coming slaughter next time.